Y'all saw the thumbnail, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's QnCOLB time. We got a few things to talk about. We're gonna try to keep this one under 2 today, but we got the Browns quarterback room. And am I talking about the team or I'm talking about the room? You tell me what's going on. Hey, speaking of the Browns quarterback room, the Browns quarterback room is also the Pittsburgh quarterback room because Kenny Pickett, let's talk about that first, because Kenny Pickett thought he had some pull. Let's walk this back, man. Let's walk this back for those of us who don't know. So the Pittsburgh Steelers go out, they sign Russell Wilson, right? $1.2 million. It's a competition, but Mike Tomlin, to his credit, according to all reports, kept it real with Kenny and said, yeah, dog, we brought in Russ. Like, you probably not starting. Like, let's just keep it 100 there. You're not starting. And then also, if you Kenny Pickett, dog, you got benched for Mason Rudolph. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? No, okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Also got benched for Mitchell Trubisky. Let's not leave that out.
Well, he got hurt and Mitchell Trubisky came in. Listen, I think there's no way that they had a healthy Kenny Pickett. It was like, yeah, let's just roll with Mitchell Trubisky. I don't like Kenny Pickett as a prospect. I don't like him that much. Like, I think that they if all things were equal, they would have went with Kenny Pickett, definitely. But all it took for them to say, nah, dog, you can sit the bench, is Mason Rudolph having a hot couple days. That's it. 2 good days for Mason Rudolph was enough for them to be like, yeah. And I think that was a sobering moment. When Pittsburgh, when that staff, when they had that meeting, they were unwilling to pull out Mason Rudolph. You know all them lies you tell yourself about a quarterback you draft in the first round? Oh, it can still work. They weren't that bad. This and that. Yeah. But when you get to the point of like, hey, man, this is nothing about Kenny Pickett. Mason Rudolph's just hot right now. You got to realize that ain't the man. Right? Like, at that point, like, if we get to a point during this season, mark my words, where Jameis comes in and throws the ball hot for a couple times, and I'm sitting here like, well, you might want to stick with the hot hand, even if Deshaun's coming back. It's over. The Deshaun Watson experiment is done. It's done. It's done. It did not work, right? Like, that is when we know that it's over with. And this is not like a Joe Flacco, y'all getting overexcited and carried away with this shit. Kind of like, oh, he has a hot hand thing. Like a legitimate, like, okay, I think we might be a better team with Jameis Winston.
We'll start talking about Joe later. I got some takes about that.
But like, it's Deshaun Watson. So we got to preference this. I'm not talking about anybody on Twitter saying this. Like, I'm saying if I say this, right? Me who has not been so willing to jump into that water. Once you get to that point, okay, it's over with, right? And that's what it had to be for Pittsburgh because they was trying to make this Kenny Pickett thing work, and they had to make a business decision to not play him because Mason Rudolph was playing better in Kolb. You know, it's a fucked up part. It wasn't the wrong move.
Not at all.
It was absolutely the right thing to do. So that happened, right? They bring in Russ because I think at that point they realized that happened. Okay. Like,
hey, how much worse would that second Brown Steelers game it would have been if they played Mason instead? Oh man, we would have lost. Oh, we definitely would have lost that game.
Yeah, that was Kenny that lost the DTR.
We 100% losing that game. Hey, shout out to you.
Hey, hold on, wait. Talk about Cole. You can't forget that you have the factor of Myles Garrett playing against Mason Rudolph.
Oh, he would have been.
Yeah. Look. The reverse Joey Bosa. The reverse Nick Bosa going on right there, dog. What you mean?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Myles Garrett rushing against Fox News. You think he ain't about to get? He was already eating in that game. By the way, I believe he had that safety. That he had 2 safeties in one drive that they took away from him. Let me tell you something. He would have got the 2, and he would have got Mason Rudolph's helmet again somehow. He got somebody's helmet in that game. Nah, Mason would not have been going in that game. I'm telling you right now, that helmet would have came off, and that quarterback sneak and Miles would have handed it back to him. He's like. No, I don't think Miles would let us lose there. All right. But It would have been a hilarious storyline. Mason Rudolph back there and Steelers fans like, he's going to get his revenge. Who's getting what revenge? Right? Like, there is a serious question of who is the antagonist in this situation. And it's not clear cut. Like, especially in Miles's eyes, I don't feel like he views himself as the antagonist in that moment. But yes, that whole hilarious thing aside, they bring in Russell Wilson. Kenny Pickett decides, you know what? I want to go somewhere else. Now, I don't know if this has something to do with Russ. I think Bomani Jones made a great point. He was like, all you had to do was sit there and wait for Russ to suck. And you would have been the most famous man in the city of Pitt. People would have forgot about all that bullshit that you put on the field because you're not Russ. And your hometown hero, Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest come up. We talked about this right here. This Russ thing is a coup. Like, this is just going to start a coup for whoever the backup is. We thought it was going to be George Pickens standing behind Kenny Pickett talking about we need a reinstatement of the old regime. But nah, man, Kenny Pickett had to open his mouth, and a far more hilarious situation has now popped up in its place. So they somehow traded Kenny Pickett, which shout out to the Eagles for trading for him. I have no idea why. Like, can you explain why they would? Don't know why. By the way, I'm telling you right now, 2 teams have traded for Desmond Ridder and Kenny Pickett. This quarterback class is ass outside of the 3 that we've been talking about.
Hold on. Stop right there. Who traded for Desmond Ridder?
Somebody traded for Desmond Ridder. You didn't see this?
Who traded for Desmond Ridder?
I believe it was the Colts. Yeah, but Desmond Ridder got traded for. Yes. Your boy, Desmond Ridder, new teammate, Clayton Tune, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, no. Why?
This quarterback class is ass outside of the 3 we've been talking about. I went to the Senior Bowl. Was not impressed with Penix, okay? Did not see a second-round pick. Wanted to, didn't see it. You know who I definitely didn't see was a second-round pick? Bo Nix. Looked like a 5th-round pick. Only dude that was like, hey, I would spend a 3rd-round pick on was Spencer Rattler. Yes. Spencer Rattler, who I thought was somebody else because he was so damn small, okay? Like, I the only one who thought that. I the only one who came away. Remember, when we were down there in Mobile, what was people saying? Hey, man, Sam Hartman's not that bad. He was practicing on the same team as Bo Nix. And I was like, man, Sam's got something that those 2 don't. Okay. Yes. So teams willing to trade for Kenny Pickett and Desmond Ridder tells me, one, this class sucks. They think that this class stinks outside of those 3, right? You got Caleb Williams, you got Drake May, you got Jaden Daniels, and a bunch of dudes nobody wanted to draft in the 2nd, 3rd round. Which is going to bring us to the Browns situation in just a minute. Also, the Steelers traded for Justin Fields, right? You know, they could have waited, got JJ, right? You know, they could have, they don't like these dudes. So, they traded for Justin Fields. And they brought in Justin Fields. And, yeah, man, I'm going to tell you this right now, Colb. This shit a coup. This shit is a coup waiting to happen. Like, Russ couldn't be in a more terrible situation for himself. Because all Russ got to do is be himself, and he going to start a legendary coup out there in Pittsburgh. They are setting up for a civil war out there in Pittsburgh, dog. Like, he brought in Killmonger. That's what he did, okay? He let Killmonger into Wakanda. That's what happened today.
Why are we calling Justin Fields Killmonger, dog?
Because there's some things that Justin Fields be talking about that be resonating with the people more than it resonates with the very rich Russell Wilson. You know, like, just say it. Feel like Justin Fields, his skill guys gonna like him. His offensive line, they gonna like him, right? He gonna be the people's person. And then we got Russ out here all stoic and shit. don't got no friends in the locker room. You talk about all these dinners he be having with diplomats and shit. Nah, man, that ain't going with the people. They want a champion in these streets. Hey, how did Killmonger take over Wakanda? It wasn't by brute force. It was with the coup. Right? He went to the farm. He went to the farm tribe and said, y'all know what it is, man. He don't give a fuck about Wakanda for real. I had to bring you the dude who killed the king. That was me. And that's what Justin gonna be like, hey, man, Russ ain't trying to get you that ball for real. Russ trying to be on TV. Hey, George, I'm the one that gave you that ball, right? I'm the one that throw that thing down. Ask Darnell Mooney about me. And George Pickens gonna be sitting there just like Daniel Kaluuya in Black Panther and be like, yeah, I'm siding with him. They done started the Wakandan Civil War.
Just want to point out really quick. The Wakanda Civil War happening to
in
that
Pittsburgh.
fan base. This is going to be the greatest thing we have ever seen. To be on the outside, there's never been a better time to be on the outside looking into the Pittsburgh Steelers than it is right now.
Hey, I can't wait for the first game Justin Fields has as a good game as a Steeler. He's going to have one, right? And George Pickens go to that Instagram story and put up that, is this your king?
I cannot wait.
Is this your king? Oh, that's a mess. That is a mess. Oh. That is a 2012 Cleveland Browns mess that they have on their hands at the quarterback position.
The only reason we're not talking about it like that is because it's Pittsburgh.
Oh.
If the Browns did this shit, we would be getting killed.
Y'all traded for a quarterback competition. Like, what? If the Browns did this, Mark Sheriff would be on TV talking about, the importance of having stability in the quarterback room, and you can't have it be a competition because guys pick sides in training camp, and that's just going to create instability in the locker room, right? Whenever the Browns do some shit like this, that's what we get. Pittsburgh does it. Well, they're fostering an environment for compatibility. It's like, all right. We know what's about to happen. It's about to be two people on Russ's team in how many people on NFL roster? 53, 51 on Justin's. Okay. We about to hear, hey, Colb, over under 5 weeks for that first team meeting. By the way, I'm telling you right now, it is March, right? March 19th, 2:28 p.m. in 2024. I'm telling y'all right now, the first report that you hear about there being a players only meeting is the equivalent to when they forefathers got together and decided that we gonna revolt against the British rule, right? Like, because that first players only meeting, they know Russ not showing up. You know what that meeting for. You know what that meeting's for. It's got to be a change. Okay.
I just want to point out, this is second podcast in a row. We have found a way to get forefathers in there.
Yes. We are a very patriotic show. Look, yes, they will be in there talking about this is our 1776. Okay. The old Steelers will burn, and in the flames and embers will birth the new Steelers regime. They will be in there talking all that dramatic shit, dog, because we know what's about to happen. We know what's about to happen, okay? They about to storm the Capitol. Okay?
They wait until Mason go on to storm the Capitol? That's crazy.
Mason gonna be like, what, guys? Mason gonna be sick.
Oh, now you guys think it's a good idea, huh?
I told you, DEI. Hey, it's about to be a mess. And look, I get it. I know Ohio State fans want the best for Justin Fields. Hey, dog, Justin, I know you wanted this. Why? This is a mess, dog. Like, I don't know who else. Like, it must have been Arizona and the Raiders trying to trade for him that made him say, hey, dog, send me to fucking Pittsburgh. Okay? Because
honestly, he probably should have went to Las. If I was him, I'd be like, bro, go to Vegas.
no, don't go to Las Vegas. Absolutely not. They hired Hugh Jackson. Okay?
I always forget.
They hired Hugh Jackson, Cole.
I always forget that.
I don't care what the Steelers do. They did not hire Hugh Jackson. They are not as big of a mess. They hired Hugh Jackson. That is their, yes. I think he's the quarterback's coach.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Hugh.
I mean, the Steelers hired Arthur Smith.
No. Arthur Smith won more games in his time in Atlanta than Hugh Jackson's whole career as head coach. Okay? Those two are not the same.
Hey, okay, yes, it's a slightly less.
It's not slight. It's not slight, Cole. He won 3 games in 3 years. Okay. With talent on the roster. He had Myles Garrett on the roster. He won no games.
Myles won that Colts game this past year by himself.
Could have won no games. Actually was cool with Greg Williams telling Myles to do one pass rush move. You get the most didn't play Nick Chubb more than 5 carries a game till win? Like, nah.
We can't rehash this again.
Every time I hear about Hugh Jackson, people be like, well, he didn't have talent around him. Yeah, the motherfucker had talent around him. He just didn't play him. Okay? Like, if the Browns were tanking, he was complicit. Okay? Can't tell me some of the decisions they made was about winning, and it was Hugh Jackson that wanted to win. Please stop it. Remember, he tried to lie to us like he wanted Deshaun Watson. Like, no, Andrew Berry wanted Deshaun Watson. He wanted to draft Carson Wentz or some shit like that. Like, go ahead, Cole. Go ahead, Greg.
Real quick before we get too deep into the Browns side of things, we have quite a few super chats about the Steelers situation I wanted to get to.
Yes, sir.
So first one here from Professor Chaos. I get different answers each time I ask this. Who would you rather start, Fields or Wilson? Also, Browns and Steelers fans can finally agree Kenny Pickett is trash.
Man, Kenny Pickett's ass. I'm glad we all on the same page with that at least. At least we know now. To be honest with you, bro, I think I might start Justin. They're not going to. If it was up to me, I would start Justin.
This is a real easy question to answer if you're talking about who do you get? Justin Fields, right? But you already got Russell Wilson. So you just going to have Russ on the bench?
Can't.
You just going to have him sitting there on the bench the whole time? Nah. You got to start. Like, it doesn't matter if it probably should be Justin Fields. Because if Justin can't do anything, right? If Justin can't throw the ball, you know Justin can run. You can still get a positive out of him. What the fuck Russ do anymore? He don't do none of that shit no more. So it's like, what you gonna do with that? So, but he's Russ. You can't just bench him. Right. And I know people gonna point to his contract. It don't matter. That man's still Russ. He's still gonna be looked at in the organization as Russ. And you know, the team might not see him as Russ, but you know who does? Ownership. You got to play him. And that is what's going to tear that team apart.
Another reason I will play Justin, he has a 5th-year option. I want to see him play football just to make sure we know what we're going to do with that. Because if he just sits the entire time, you're just going to decline the option. He's going to become a free agent. And then who knows, like who knows from there? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know what's going to happen. If he doesn't get that 5th-year option and then he hits the free agent market with relative no buzz, welcome to the Stefanski pantry, Justin Fields.
I'm fine with that. Literally, yes. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Look. We find out about Andrew Berry moves a year before they happen, right? Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. Who we've been hearing a lot about this offseason. Browns traded for Justin Fields. They going to do it this year. No, why would they do it this year? But you know they're going to do it next year.
Hey.
All right, we got
Justin just learned the Browns offense right now.
We got another one from Ray Rags. Why did the Steelers trade for Fields when they went to work on an extension with Russ? Fields is on the last year of his deal, and his 5th year is $22 million, and he's not supposed to play this year.
Exactly what I'm
Because there is a clear tuck and pull in different directions on where they want to go at quarterback. See, this is a Cleveland Browns. We've seen this issue before. One part of the team wants to go in this direction. Another part of the team wants to go in that direction. Instead of agreeing on one and working towards one, what happens? We go get them both and see what happens. Because we always think that shit's a good idea, right? How many times have we done this? Oh, yeah, we just go bring back Derek Anderson and Brady Quinn and see what happens. Nothing. Okay? This is a horrible spot because now you got people pulling for this. We want to give Russ an extension. We should move towards this. Probably ownership. Then you got probably like Mike Tomlin being like, well, let's go give Justin Fields a chance. And you got that stress going on. That stress going to trickle down to that locker room. Next thing you know, everybody arguing. The Russ effect. Okay? The Russ effect. This is why teams have paid over $1 million. Not 1 million. My bad. $100 million to have this man play for other franchises. $100 million. I think there's an issue there with that man, and they about to find out. This, I can smell the Eric Mangini Browns. Okay? Like, can't you? Like, don't this smell like the man genius? Like, don't this smell like getting Jake Delhomme and Seneca Wallace? Like, don't this sound like that?
Oh, I hope it goes terrible.
Greg looked like he had a meeting flashback right there. Greg's like, oh, not Jake Delhomme and Seneca Wallace.
Yeah, I haven't thought about either of those players in a very long time.
I still don't look at Brian Dable the same, man. Like, I was so shocked to hear that he was still in the NFL. I was like, that dude, I remember that dude. That dude almost made me stop watching the Browns, dog. That's how pathetic they were when he was here. On the offensive side of the ball, we had Josh Cribbs running routes. Like, no disrespect to Josh, but we was out of options, man. Like, we was out of options.
Well, we got another one from Ray Rex here. Bo Nix feels like if Kenny Pickett had one more year of college production.
To be fair to Bo Nix, he's better than Kenny Pickett ever was in college.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Kenny Pickett should have went in the 5th round. I've been saying this for years. Just because he went in the 1st round, people are like, oh, yeah, his floor is Kirk Cousins. What? This man is a 4th round pick. He's a 4th. And guess what? Bo Nix, 4th round pick. He's Kenny Pickett that's going to get drafted where Kenny Pickett should. And he might be a good backup one day. He might be in the UFL. Who knows? It's real random with dudes like that. But Bo Nix is not somebody I'm like, yeah, man, I would ever draft in the 1st round. And they did that shit with Kenny Pickett. And I just would like to address Pittsburgh Steelers fans real quick. Y'all were very mean to me when I was out here telling y'all the truth about Kenny Pickett. You remember this, Cole? Where I'll be out here, like people out here being generous. Oh, he's going to be this starting quarterback. He could be Derek Carr. I was like, no. At best, Kenny Bridgewater, right? Like at best, he's Kenny Bridgewater. Was I wrong? Was I even close to wrong? That was right in the center. Okay, right in the center. Saw that shit, said that shit from day one. I remember people comparing him to all kind of people. And I said we are underestimating his ability to be the Peter Man. I would like my apologies. And I want my money back, Pittsburgh fans. I want my money back. Send it in the chat, okay? Just for any of y'all that continue to have smoke with me about my Kenny Pickett opinions as if I wasn't right. Y'all was talking all that cash money shit in August when he had a couple decent preseason games. I didn't move an inch, okay?
Hold on. You can't leave this part out. A couple decent preseason games against 4th stringers.
Mm-hmm. I didn't move an inch. Y'all was out here moving earth for this man. I didn't move an inch. That man went from the preseason god to getting benched for Mason Rudolph and shipped to the Eagles. Hey, they'll never sing your praises if you don't say it yourself. You know. And I just want Pittsburgh fans to know I knew. Browns fans knew what this was. We seen this. We tried to tell y'all. Y'all think we try to be mean. We out here trying to save y'all from poverty. All right? We don't want y'all to be like us. Mike Tomlin, the only thing saving y'all from that pole line. But y'all want to listen. Hey, continue doing what you're doing, baby.
Well,
first time I seen Kenny play, I was like, "That's Cody Kessler. That's Cody Kessler." Black.
Did we say this? We compared him to Cody Kessler. We were like, "Yo, this is Cody Kessler, man." We saw this. We were like telling y'all this, and I don't know. Y'all just biased. Y'all ain't like. Look, if there's one thing we know. Okay. It's
ass at the quarterback position. We know it.
We've seen all levels. Okay. We done seen the ass that'll fool you, the ass that you know you ain't gonna get nothing out of, and the ass is kind of funny to watch because it's such a disaster. Shout out Johnny. Okay. We done ate all 23 flavors like Baskin Robbins. Okay, like of all garbage.
All 23 flavors of ass.
No, see, that's why I switched it to garbage.
I was about to be like, yo.
No, I caught it before I even said it. I caught it. But yeah. Hey, but Pittsburgh, and that's how y'all want to do. We got more super chats, Greg.
Yeah, another one here from Ray Rags. The 70s saved the Steelers from being a poverty franchise, and they're still eating off of it.
Shout out to former Brown Chuck Noll.
We got
Cleveland native too, Chuck Noll.
Listen, talk about
we got Mike Walk 32 here. The Steelers players are blasting Irish rebel songs in the locker room by week 5, and Russ will be oblivious as to why.
You guys like Irish music too?
Sounds like a successful coup in the making.
They did. And by the way, Mike, you know what they playing. Mask off. Okay.
Is Future Irish?
Uh-huh.
We got one more.
They gonna invite Future to the game. Hey, Justin Fields from Atlanta. He might know somebody who knows somebody who could get Future to. Hey, could you imagine Future seeing Justin Fields from Marietta, Georgia, real close to Atlanta? He's like, hey, somebody give me his number. Okay, let me welcome him to the squad.
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? As soon as Justin take over, that's when he gonna show up. That's when you gonna see him at the game. So as Justin take over, he gonna be there. Watch.
No, it's gonna be like you know what's gotta happen. It's got to be when it's on the edge, right? Where Russ has had a couple bad games, and we're like, this could be the one where he gets benched in the middle, and you just gonna see Russ. You gonna see Future in the stands like this. He gonna be in that Taylor Swift box, just standing there, like, engaged with the game.
We got one last one here on this topic from Ray Rags. I learned a long time ago to not love Ohio State players over the Browns in the NFL because the Steelers love drafting great Ohio State players.
I know. Why can't they ever draft Tommy Togiai?
Right. We always get to be fair, DeJuan Jones looking pretty good. Ronnie Hickman looking pretty good.
They didn't draft Ronnie Hickman, though.
We signed him. Undrafted free agent. We signed him. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. But they get all the great ones.
Brian Robisky.
Oof.
Gave Greg PTSD.
Another name I haven't heard in a while. Back to back with Mohamed Masqua.
Oh my God, Greg Little. The squad that would have been pretty formidable if they could only catch the ball.
Oh yeah, Denzel Ward. We got Denzel. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. We got Denzel. We got some guys. Yeah. Pittsburgh really don't be drafting Ohio State. It'd be Cincinnati would be drafting a ton of Ohio State dudes for real.
Literally, they take everybody from Ohio State.
Because it's cheap. You know, they ain't got to pay for that airfare.
Put them on a Greyhound.
They can ship that shit through USPS, you know, like send a town car, you know.
We gotta talk about these Browns, man. We gotta talk about our quarterbacks, man. Talk about our quarterbacks real quick.
I think they did a good job with the quarterback room. I don't think there's any way that you can argue that the quarterback room is worse than it was the year before, where they had 4 quarterbacks win legitimate games in must-win situations last year, right? They brought in Jameis.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was a smooth move.
We called that one. One.
Oh, yeah. You know who else was on my list of guys they should bring in? Tyler Huntley. Brought him in. Oh, yeah. And look, man, I know people think that Tyler Huntley was brought in to be the camp arm. I'm going to throw out some names. And Colb, you tell me if Tyler Huntley is on the same tier as these guys.
Okay.
Josh Rosen.
Way better than Josh Rosen.
What? Way better than Josh Rosen? Okay.
Way better than Josh Rosen.
PJ Walker.
Way better. No disrespect.
Hey, no.
No disrespect.
Hey.
Way better than PJ Walker.
True. And I'm PJ Stan.
Yeah, we love PJ on this podcast.
We love PJ. PJ get love on this podcast. If you got PJ slander, get the fuck out of here. But Tyler Huntley a little bit better than PJ Walker.
A little bit better than PJ.
Kellen Mond.
Don't you ever say that name again.
You had a stronger reaction for Kellen Mond? Josh Rosen?
Don't you ever say that name again. Moving on.
Those have been the camp arm quarterbacks. Tyler Huntley is better than that. All right. Not just better, significantly better than that. Which makes me think he's more in line with like the guys that we've had as third quarterbacks, right? Josh Dobbs, you know. It's basically been Josh Dobbs for a little while. But Josh Dobbs, they didn't have a third quarterback when they had Baker Mayfield. But he's in line with like Josh Dobbs. Who does he have a job yet?
Yes, he does.
Who he signed with?
49ers.
Oh, good for Joshua.
That's what I said when I saw it. I was like, good for him, man.
Yeah, but he gonna learn the playbook. It's not gonna work. Where does he go after he gets cut from the 49ers? Like, that's where you need to really watch out with Josh, because like he got the whole spring and summer to learn that playbook.
Hold on. Jerry Jeudy just got paid?
The Browns paid Jerry Jeudy?
Hold on. Let's see that. Oh, we're gonna have to pivot. Shout out Aaron in chat.
Who got it?
The Browns. Oh, yep. Ian Rappaport. 3-year contract extension worth up to $58 million, including 41 fully guaranteed. Good for him. Get your money, black man.
Maximum of what? 17 and a half a year. That's a good deal.
Yeah, a max. Keep that in mind.
A maximum of 17 and a half, including 41 fully. So we're talking about the first 2 years, and then maybe some change in that third. So I think this is probably like 16, 17 a year. That's a good number for Jerry Jeudy if you look at what guys have been paid. And it's it's so hard to say goodbye.
Don't do that.
To Coop. It's over with, dog.
Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't
Hey,
know that yet.
We got this year. Okay.
We don't know that yet. They might try to work something out later.
Cole, we know this.
Come on.
Look.
We gonna see.
We drop spoilers on this show. I'm telling you right now, that's a wrap for Coop. If Jerry Jeudy is remotely decent, that is a wrap for Amari Cooper.
That's my thought process. If he had a great season, I'd be like, oh yeah, Coop gone. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to get cheaper. But let's see how it play out first. What if he stink? I'm not saying he's going to. I don't think he's going to. But what if he's underwhelming?
Yeah. They don't think it will be.
Clearly, because they extended him already.
Yeah. And I think that means that their belief is so strong that even if he doesn't have a great year this year, that they're willing to rock with this.
Man, Coop's been great the last 2 seasons, though, dog. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but Coop's about to be 30. Like, we know we ages. We know Andrew Berry got ageism bad, dog.
Yeah, he does, man. He really does. You can just tell by the draft picks. They 23. He's like,
He be talking about dudes be too old to draft. Okay.
You 22 and a half? Pushing it. Pushing it.
So they're not drafting a wide receiver, right? Like, unless they completely don't believe in Cedric Tillman. Like, if they draft Xavier Leggett, they really don't. What you Caleb Cedric? Like,
hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think they're gonna draft a wide receiver. I just think it's gonna be a little bit later than people. Like, people thought they were gonna take a wide receiver at 54. I don't think that's happening. They're probably gonna trade. They go trade back because they need more picks. They go trade back and then take one.
Or they do take one, and it's somebody like Ricky Pearsall.
Or Jermaine Burton.
Man, I just can't get excited about Jermaine Burton. I don't know why he's good. Just I don't know.
What's wrong with you with Jermaine?
It's one of those things where I'll probably get over it by the time the draft hit.
I'm about to take it. His name starting to pick up some steam around the draft guys. They like. I was like, the Browns already met with him. I'm just saying.
All right.
Somebody need to find out how old Jermaine is before we get attached to him.
So we'll see. But yeah, the Browns definitely committed to Jerry Jeudy. Don't know if they're committed to DTR though, right? We went back to this backup quarterback thing. Hey man, we said the offense is moving away from Joe Flacco, but you know who has a similar play style to Joe Flacco that nobody ever sees because this man runs a 440? DTR. Like, how many times I have to be on this podcast and tell y'all he plays like Brock Purdy? No, he doesn't. He's like Deshaun. Deshaun and him could not have more different play styles. What does Deshaun Watson love to do? Just off the top of your head, Cole. Like, just off the top of your head. When you think of Deshaun Watson, there's like two things you think about. On the field, Cole.
I wasn't about to take it there, bro. Take it there.
I had to look. We have to clarify because that could get clipped. Okay, on the field.
I wasn't even about to say that.
What are the two things Deshaun Watson loves to do? I just left it wide open for chat to lose their mind right there. That's a mistake that I got to clean up. I had to call the timeout because I didn't have the right personnel in the play. And that's why I called the timeout. Okay.
You heard the pause. I was like, you heard the pause.
What does Deshaun Watson like to do when he's throwing a football?
Okay. Thank you. He likes to, extend plays, make explosive plays happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know that? We all know that. That's what he likes to do.
Yep. And he likes to throw that thing downfield.
Mm-hmm.
What did we see DTR have an allergic reaction to?
Throwing that thing down.
Hey, that brother can zip it within 30 yards. That deep ball, though, he needs a couple years of work, right? And I think he could be a good quarterback. I still believe in him as a prospect. He don't really fit where the Browns going. He fits what Shanahan's doing, right? Like he needs his read and his throws to match his footwork. Deshaun Watson does not need, Deshaun Watson works better when his footwork isn't tied to when he has to throw the football. That's when he usually gets in trouble, is when he's trying to go to a 5 drop at the top and get rid of it immediately to make a quick read. That's not how he likes to play football. When Deshaun gets to sit there, kind of pat a little bit and throw, he's much better. So that's how Jameis plays. That's also how Tyler Huntley plays.
And now we talked about it.
It's not how DTR plays. Also, DTR went from the backup to maybe competing for the third quarterback spot. Hey, I understand they liked him, but they liked him in a different system. And that system's changed. And I do think that you can get a trade for DTR. I think somebody could offer you a 4 for a 5th for him. I would most certainly rather trade a 4 for a 5th for DTR than draft Bo Nix. Like, I don't know about you. Like, if you miss out on JJ, then I think DTR becomes a really attractive option for a lot of teams. And I think
I don't disagree, but I think what teams are going to ask themselves is like, okay, why are you trying to get rid of him already? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's just pure X's and O's. It's the same reason you didn't bring back Joe Flacco. Like, outside of the whole, we know how people like to act about Joe Flacco, but outside of that, the reason you moved on for Joe Flacco was he just didn't fit what you were doing. You're trying to move away from that. Deshaun doesn't play that style. And if he, like, here's the issue with DTR, right? If he has to fill in for Deshaun Watson, so much has to change with how the wide receivers run routes that it becomes an adjustment to get Deshaun Watson back. That's why they preferred to go with PJ Walker when Deshaun Watson was just hurt, but going to come back. Because PJ and Deshaun, while very different levels of play, throw the ball at similar points and like have similar philosophies about throwing the football and how they like to go about it. So when you brought back Deshaun, it was more seamless, right? They brought him in for that Arizona game. He was able to throw the ball. Offense was clicking. All that stuff was going. It didn't take that much of a transition. But what happened once Deshaun went out for the season? It's not like they went back to PJ. They went to DTR because they said, all right, screw it. We just going to have to change up the offense. That's the issue with DTR, is that he just requires a different offense to be successful. The Browns want to be explosive and attack downfield. DTR is not going to attack downfield well, not at this point of his career. He's somebody who needs to attack short to middle. And if you're a team that's willing to develop a quarterback like that, you got somebody who I think has some real potential there. The issue is, I don't think that's how the Browns are willing to go about it anymore, right? I think the changes that they made this offseason were not just about 1 year of a lack of downfield success. It was about 4 years of not having a consistent explosive offense, right? And I think that's what they're trying to fix, is being able to attack downfield more consistently. DTR doesn't fit in those plans. And he might fit into somebody like Detroit's plans, right? Where, hey, Jared Goff's getting older. Kind of just need somebody to run the show, throw short, get the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown in stride. We know DTR can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you give him a couple of years, maybe the deep ball gets a little better. Like, I think there's a reason, you can tell the obvious reason why they're moving off of him. Now, I'm sure, like, the lack of prep that he had, like, that's not something that they love, right?
Now we get into the other stuff.
But he's young, right? Like, maybe you think you can coach that out of him. Coaches have ego, and they're not going to say, well, if Kev couldn't get it right with him, I can't. No, they're going to think, well, Kevin couldn't get it right with him, but I will, right? Like, everybody think they could do better than the next man. So I don't think that's going to be as much of a factor. And all these young quarterbacks have problems. I would rather deal with whatever you think DTR's problems are than Bo Nix's issue of just not being talented, right? Like, or Spencer Rattler, who has all kind of issues with people not liking him. Or Michael Penix, who plays a style of football he can't play in the NFL. So, look, whoever you take at this point, it's not Caleb Williams, it's not Drake May. There's not less problems than there are great things. Like, there's going to be some problems, it's a fixer-upper. But you can look at him versus all the other cars in the lot. Like, hey, I would take D. He run 4.4. He run 4.4 and throw the shit out of a ball. Like, yeah, like I would take him.
He run 4.4.
Bo Nix don't run no 4.4.
Hey man, that's hilarious to me. That's hilarious to me.
Is it not true?
Oh, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's funny way to look at it.
DTR, if Bo Nix ran a pro day, you're taking DTR. If you are just picking dudes off the, like, if you're like doing like a pickup style game and you see DTR run, yeah, that motherfucker, we taking him. Okay. Like, I've seen this man jump over a human. Like, he's a great athlete. Like, somebody's going to take a chance on him. And he's not a terrible thrower of the football. He just needs work.
Yeah.
He's a West Coast guy. The Browns aren't going to be as West Coast based as they were in the past. It just doesn't make sense for them to keep him.
Yeah, I think DTR might need to be a little bit more serious this offseason. Be a little bit more serious.
Him and the peanut gallery. over there, right? Like they had a little bit of a peanut gallery thing going on right there. Both them Las Vegas boys. Just
and Cedric might want to be a little bit more serious this offseason.
I don't know what they was doing. Look.
Oh, I know what they was doing.
Don't
I
say
know what they was doing.
Don't say it.
Can I say the establishment? Can I say the establishment?
Say the establishment.
Barley House. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just need to apply themselves a little bit more.
Hey man, we need to ban the Browns from Barley House because Perry Winfrey, Scoot Winfrey. Okay. No more Barley House.
Stay out of Cedric and DTR. Stay out of Barley House, dog.
What are you doing there?
If y'all see them at Barley House, be like, hey man,
go home.
Don't do that.
Joe Hader's the only one that can consistently kick it at Barley House and not have issues.
When you see him at Barley House, just shake your head.
Hey, did it? Oh no, that was in New York when Braylon Edwards punched one of LeBron's crew, right? Like
that was in New York. That wasn't at Barley House.
Yeah,
it would have been funny if it was at Barley House.
There have been a lot of stories about the Barley House, man. Like I've never seen any of these things go down when I was spending time at the Barley House, but that was also a very long time ago. But yeah, man. Yeah. And look, man, I don't know how you born in Las Vegas and you get distracted in Cleveland. Like you born in Las Vegas, went to school in LA. You must have been too bored. Like
come on, man. What are y'all doing? But hey, we got to talk about something with these backup quarterbacks.
What's up?
We got to talk about KEV.
Oh, is it KEV or is it Drew? I feel like it's a joint understanding of racial dynamics.
And listen, we're not afraid to talk about racial dynamics on this pod. We'll never be afraid to talk about racial dynamics on this pod. I just want to point out, it's a little interesting. You know, Kev got here. We had Baker and Case. You know what I'm saying? 2 years in a row, Baker and Case. Baker got up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of black quarterbacks. And then Joe Flacco when they had no choice.
Well, you notice they brought in Joe Flacco, and then who backed him up? Who backed him up in the playoff game?
PJ.
No. PJ was not active.
No, who was it?
The man who started the last game of the season.
Oh, Jeff Driscoll?
Jeff Driscoll. Yes.
I forgot about Jeff Driscoll, man. I forgot about Jeff. Yeah. Kev just tried to throw us off the scent. That's all that was.
No, Kev out here, he tried to meet the requirements. That was about one thing, mandatory minimums. That was the anti-Rudy rule right there. Let me throw Jeff Driscoll in the game.
So these people can leave me alone. So I can get back to doing what I want to do.
Like, yeah, I did it.
Ain't nobody trying to get a brother paid like Kev. Let me tell you.
Hey, Tyler Huntley was like, I'll come to Cleveland.
Kev was like, hey, Tyler, let me talk to you real quick, bro.
Hey, look, Tyler Huntley, I promise you Tyler Huntley signed in Cleveland just for the vibes. He like, there's Deshaun. They got Jameis. Oh, yeah, I want a front row seat.
It's like, oh, what y'all doing over here, man? I always thought we did this in
got
Baltimore.
Like, you know. Hey, look, let's talk about this hypotheticals. We don't ever talk about this. We always talk about backup quarterbacks as a strictly football decision. But if you were a backup quarterback, like a notoriously I always don't play type quarterback, right? What kind of vibe factors would matter to you? Would you be a homeboy guy? Would you be a what they got in the city guy? Like what would dictate that decision? Because it ain't got a goddamn thing to do about football for them dudes, right? Like, you know you're not about to play. Honestly, for some of them, playing is a negative.
Well, if playing was a negative, let's just use me for it. Let's just use myself. in this example. Playing would absolutely be a negative. You know, we got Deshaun, we got Jameis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I'm trying to be QB3. You know what I'm saying? I get to chill. It's gonna be cool
in Cleveland. You know,
Kev look like he cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good with it. With it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you getting that Stefanski pantry, man? People get jobs out that pantry, dog.
Bro, might get a couple more years as a backup. You know what I'm saying?
Think about all the dudes who have gotten jobs that were like just kind of associated with the Browns. Like everybody in their free agent class, I think I signed.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure.
It is like Alex Van Pelt got a job. Somehow Joe Woods got a job. Like, this is an odd situation where dudes we couldn't wait to leave Cleveland, leave and get jobs. And we like, really? Now we know what it's like with somebody, like when we hired a Patriots assistant and people were like, oh, really? You want Eric Mangini? Damn, sad to see him go.
Hey, Thule said we even got Jordan Elliott a job. Hey, Jordan Elliott got paid.
Jordan Elliott got $10 million. God bless.
Yeah, man.
I know he was playing that shit. Hey, guys, gotta bless. He was bumping that with your name on it. I'm like, I don't know what my agent worked with. You my agent for life. All right. 5 a year for you. Man. I thought you were vet minimum or nothing. Okay, like,
listen, bro, 5 a year. 5 a year is great for Jordan Elliott. We signed Quentin Mitchell for less than that.
Yeah,
and Maurice Hurst for less than that.
Yeah, combined. Like,
good for him, bro.
Like, I want to know what Andrew Berry's face was like when he found out. Damn, y'all boys just spending money, okay?
like God bless.
And then they came up with that accounting error, had to lose a 5th round pick. I wonder why. I knew something funky was going on when y'all gave that man $10 million. Like, felt like somebody hit a lick. I wonder how fast Jordan Elliott signed that fucking contract.
Immediately, as soon as they put it in front of him.
Yep. Hey, take it back. Like, you know what he did? He did that shit we did as kids. He licked the contract, said no take backs. Okay. Like,
take your money and run, brother. Take your money and run.
Mine. You know, handshake agreements are as good as contract in California law. Hit him with that. Okay.
Yeah. He gonna need every cent of that 10 M's in San Francisco, though.
By the way, what I said about Tyler Huntley coming here for the vibes, my man is from somewhere Beach, Florida. He saw Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Jameis. It was like, yeah, man, I don't know if Cleveland got seafood boil, but I know I will be eating seafood boil during the season. Somebody on the team gonna make it, like, or know where a place is. It's gonna be, can you imagine Deshaun Payne to take them out to the Bahamas again, and Jameis out there in a tropical shirt, throwing passes in between reps, putting orange juice in the seafood boil. I need to see Jameis on the Bahamas trip, man.
Hey, building the Browns needs to have a camera in front of Jameis.
Oh my
every
God.
Single episode. Every single episode, dog.
Dog.
Oh my God, they got to.
Can you imagine that? Like that's the shit that I can't wait for. Is like Jameis Winston and Tyler Huntley 100% signed up because they know Deshaun be taking them on trips. He's like, yeah, man, we about to go where?
What's the Greenbrier, bro? What's that?
It's like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. But hey, to be fair, I think that quarterback room's gonna like it because you got Deshaun's weird ass, you got Tyler Huntley, who was okay playing quarterback at fucking Utah. I think Greenbrier ain't gonna shake him. Okay, like you go to college in Utah, like I'm good.
Yeah, if you go to college in Utah, the Greenbrier probably right up your alley.
3 years, 2016 to 2019.
Yeah, he's cool.
He cool with it. He cool with it.
He gonna see them rules and be like, "Oh, this is nice." Like, this remind me.
He good with it. Man, sometimes you just need to get away. And then Jameis Winston. Hey man, it's gonna be a bonfire. Okay. Somebody gonna bring a guitar. Who knows how to play the guitar on the Cleveland Browns? Oh no, who can sing on the Browns? Is it JOK can sing, but he not about to sing nothing they want to hear about Green Bay.
Siaki Ika.
Ika. Hey, stay your way on the team, dog. You better learn that one song. On the ukulele, dog. You better learn it. Find your niche. Hey, sometimes you staying in a locker room has nothing to do with your ability to play football. It's Siaki. I need you to find that niche. Bring the team together. Well, yes, that is going to be a fun quarterback room. Do you know about Tyler Huntley being Lamar Jackson's twin? Have I ever brought this conspiracy theory up to you?
No.
All right, man.
Is this the second podcast in a row? I might have to Google something and look at something.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a staple of the show.
Okay, let me get it ready.
Look at Tyler Huntley when he's in uniform, and then look at Lamar Jackson while he's in uniform. It tell me that Tyler Huntley ain't trying to run no funny game. Okay.
You said while he's in uniform?
We have both of them in uniform. See what their uniform swag is like, and it tell me if you can spot the difference.
No, it's pictures of them right by each other, side by side. Nah, man, they got the same everything. Same
the
helmet,
face mask.
They got the same chin strap,
the shiesty,
and they got the band. Oh,
he got the tattoo in the same type of place too, like the same type of sleeves. I feel like that man was telling people in Baltimore he was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, man.
And also, what does the number 2 look like when it's all scrunched up during the game?
You right.
Okay.
You right.
Well, when he made the Pro Bowl, people saw Lamar play and thought it was him. The same swag. I have never seen, and he did not come in like this, I believe. I don't think this was his swag when he came into the league, but he came in and he was like, yeah, man, that's my mentor. Yeah, look. Now search Tyler Huntley at Utah.
I bet you he'll look nothing like that.
Yeah, search Tyler Huntley, Utah.
Hold on. Yeah, man. Come on, bro.
He ain't got that hair. He got the same hair as Lamar too, by the way. Notice them tattoos look like they were fresh. Because he don't got those tattoos in Utah.
You know what?
Okay. He used to wear the glove on the other hand with some wristband. What happened to that? What happened to that, Tyler? I'm on to this motherfucker, man. That's nuts, ain't it?
That's crazy.
That's absolutely insane.
Hold on. We got some super chats before we get to that. Before we get to something else. Hold on. And DTR once again got NTR first by Flacco, now by Huntley. Look, man. I'm pretty sure basically say he got replaced. Basically say we got replaced by Flacco, not by Huntley. Yeah.
I wonder if if Tyler Huntley gonna show up dressing like Deshaun Watson.
Probably not a great idea.
Or is he gonna stay true to his Lamar Jackson roots?
I just Googled what NTR means. If we want to hear it, it's a little.
Is it safe for work?
No, it's not safe for work.
Put it in the
private chat. Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat. I'll put it in the private chat.
Hold on, let's see what this means. Oh.
Wait, let me look at it. Oh God. Okay.
Oh Lord. Come on.
What happens when we start an anime? When we do anime on the show, we get these kind of references. I blame Cole. 4 days.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's like from mangas where they got it from.
Yeah,
according to Google.
Look, the Venn diagram of those kind of references and anime watchers and people who use Twitter too much are all aligned. Okay.
Listen, don't put that on me. We literally have the man who said that, and they are blaming me.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming what you stand for. You know what I mean? Like I'm blaming the culture in which you belong to. You know, like,
call it what you want. Call it what you want.
I'm blaming Momo Khan. Okay.
Sammy Football says
I'm blaming RDC World Con, whatever Dream Con. I'm blaming that too. Okay.
I'm gonna be so sick if Coop goes crazy this year. Trust AB, but man, like if he goes crazy, they let him walk into hurt.
Hey, Coop gonna get that 35 somewhere else. All right. Again, I want to let people know this, by the way. Coop will not be taking a pay cut. We talked about this last show. Coop is like, I know people think he's like Nick Chubb because he's quiet. You know what's different about him and Nick Chubb? Nick Chubb is quiet because Nick Chubb probably just don't like to talk that much. Amari Cooper is quiet because real businessmen don't like to expose their position. Okay, that is why Amari Cooper is quiet. That is not a man who is quiet just cause. He's quiet because he gets to the bank. Okay, I saw this man in a drop top Mercedes tell everybody at his birthday party that he's richer than them and then zoom off. That man is not taking a pay cut. Okay.
Did you see what Two Leaf just put in the chat?
Am I going to regret looking?
No, you're not. You're not at all.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
Man, Coop be charging $140 per autograph. He definitely ain't.
Yes.
Hey, get your money, Coop.
No, the Cooper businessman.
Get your money, Coop. Get your money, man.
Hey, Coop sold candy when he was in elementary school. Like, I'm pretty sure he sold candy out the backpack. That's the kind of business oriented man that he is. Greg, can we look up what Coop majored in college?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
Get in the bag. That's what I majored in. Find out he an economics major or some shit like that.
Let Coop be a finance major. This is gonna be hilarious.
Hey, I bet Coop be out there giving business advice. Okay. In that locker room.
In the locker room, talk about diversifying your portfolio.
Coop look like a man who plays poker all the time. Like
he, I do see here when he was on the Raiders, he actually went back to school to get his degree. This isn't saying what in, but I'm gonna try to pull it up here.
Bagonomics. That's what he. Bagonomics.
Oh man.
Hey, if Coop, I bet if we go back and find like Coop's Instagram bios from when he was like 17, 18, he was like, yeah, I'm a CEO at Bagonometry or some shit. Like, you know them dudes, man. That's Coop. Coop is just one of those dudes that made it. Like, if Coop could have kept the football, he would definitely be trying to sell his MLMs.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if we got details on the
business management.
Business management makes sense. Makes sense. I think we got some details on the Jerry Judy thing.
Oh, we do?
Real quick while you do that, there's one other super chat that was older that we didn't get to from Oy Fuego. Nabi, I need my credit though. I tweeted Quincy last week when he was cooking like Big Mama. Team Flacco equals Team Greenbrier decor.
Hashtag ask Bomani Jones. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, no.
I want to know who they gonna find the root for. Like it's gonna be back to DTR. Is that what people gonna root for? Because like they gonna root for somebody. And when I say they, I mean the people who are like rooting for Baker Mayfield still, right? Like, who are those people gonna root for? Because they definitely not gonna root for Tyler Huntley. Like, and Jameis, they probably should, but
They gonna root for Jameis. They gonna root for Jameis because Jameis is funny, so he gonna win them over eventually.
Dog, they decided that Jacoby Brissett was too wholesome. Let's bring in Jameis. Say something again, we gonna bring in Mason Rudolph. Like that's their big clan. Like if they're like, if Browns fans are like, this is obvious and this and that, Kevin's gonna be like, no, it's not. We gonna bring in Mason. We're gonna bring in another perspective into the room.
I don't know how that's gonna go, Kev. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Hey, look, he don't gotta really be on the team.
Hey, we didn't talk about the Mike Vrabel thing yet, did we?
Oh yeah, the Browns brought it. The Browns been doing so much. God damn.
I do want to say one thing real quick. I'm not. Nothing is actually saying what Cooper majored in, but I did find a source saying that he's an avid chess player and started playing chess in elementary school. So, and he said he relates his chess strategies to his play on the field.
I knew that one. I read that one like a book. I remember saying that like when he got traded. I'm like, that man looked like he played chess. And look, chess in South Florida is a different game. Okay. Because he was in the park. Like, you know how you see on TV when they be playing chess in the park? Yeah, that was Coop.
Playing chess against the old heads.
Mm-hmm. So you know he kind of got an old head mentality. Like, don't this all make sense?
It does all make sense now.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it makes sense.
You know he be spelling like church. He be having that Eddie Bauer cologne. Like, you smell like your slacks is pressed and starched, dog. Like,
hey, you smell like your slacks is pressed and starched. It's crazy. What's going on?
Oh man. Oh. Hey, so look, I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, don't build up no crazy expectations. We told y'all this with Joe Burrow. Remember, y'all was like, "Oh, Joe Burrow might save the Bengals some money. He's not like Deshaun. He's not greedy. He's not gonna ask for." Shut up, that man wore Cartiers. He not taking no pay cut. He shouted out the homeboys in the trailer park at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. That's when you knew that wasn't somebody that wasn't gonna take it. That was gonna save a billionaire money. That's not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow took that 270 on principle, okay? Like, I'm going to get what I'm earned. Like, and this is a different kind of principle with Amari Cooper. Don't even mention that you think he might take a pay cut. He might leave on the spot, okay? If he gets the notion that you are talking about such nonsense, Amari Cooper will get paid, okay? He working his ass off, close to 30, playing through all these injuries to take less money? No, Amari Cooper will be getting at least $25 million next year. The reason you know Amari Cooper is going to have a good year this year is because he's going to get paid next year. So just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It is this year, though. Like, it's over with. Andrew Berry ain't moving, and neither is Amari, okay?
Oh, wait.
These players see teams got no loyalty, so players have no loyalty. This ain't even about loyalty, bro. This is just about getting paid what you need to get paid. Hey, look.
This is business.
Yeah.
This is business.
If your job was like, we need to get you a pay cut, and then another job hits you up, talk about, we gonna offer you a 35% raise off what you getting, what you about to do? Okay, like ain't about loyalty. This is about making sure that he could maximize his earnings in a very small window in which he has time to maximize his earnings. Can't
nothing
blame.
More, nothing less. Nothing
Hey, look,
more,
if I
less.
worked at Fox Sports, and I love my job at Fox Sports, but Fox Sports said, Quincy, we need you to take a 35% raise to get you a co-host. But ESPN said, we'll get you that same co-host and 30% raise. Guess what me and Cole gonna do? Okay. Welcome to the worldwide leader. All right. Why?
They're trying to get this money, baby.
Yeah, what you mean? What? For what? No. I guess we gonna have to find Wave Sports or something like that, dog. What?
Like, hey, you need to sign that deal today.
Mm-mm.
How do you think about it?
That's a 60% difference in income.
What we talking about here?
Nah. This ain't even about loyalty. This is just about this is just about the market, right? Ain't no loyalty in the market. My guy Soul Train says the people rooting for Baker while rooting for Flacco, also praising the Steelers offseason while dissing the team they claim to like.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this, and I need y'all to hear me, and I need y'all to just please understand this. Like the ridiculous Baker supporters, man, like y'all just gotta leave them alone, bro. Like it's certain members of the fan base we just all need to ignore collectively. We all just need to just not, like, literally not give them the time of day, because you know what they're on.
This is what the internet does, right? Because what we would do to these people if we were walking to the stadium and they were spouting all this nonsense about Baker Mayfield is we would treat them. Yeah, you've been to LA, right?
Yep.
Greg, I need you on screen for this because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you go to 7-Eleven in LA and there's somebody talking crazy about something. And what you got to do? Just walk on straight, get to 7-Eleven and get what you need to get and then get back to your car, right? We would treat these dudes like bums at 7-Eleven. Like, basically.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, there's actually at the McDonald's right down the street from my place, there's a guy like that who's just all there every time. He like hangs out there and yeah, you just keep going. You know?
Yeah, and by the way, the level of stuff that these dudes be talking about, Cole, will blow your mind. Like, one day you'll go there and this man is on an anti-Semitic rant. The next day you'll go there and he's talking about how capitalism is ruining America. And then the next day you go in there and he's talking about how we need to bring back fascism. Like, that is really what it be on. Like, it be on like, what? Where did you learn this?
It was like,
Yes.
Okay, that's not okay. Okay, capitalism is an issue. I don't think fascism is okay.
They like Stalin?
Like,
wait a minute. Time out. I don't know about that one. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll hear all kind of stuff, man, from the loony far right stuff to the loony far left. You will hear it all, okay? From the same guy, right? His name is Steve. Every once in a while, you buy him a bottled water because you feel bad, okay? Like, it is nuts, okay? Especially if you work like a regular job. I worked at a Starbucks, and like, when you work at a regular job in LA, homelessness is such a big problem that you just have regular homeless people that come to your store. Like, so when I was working at Starbucks, we had like 4 or 5. Like, let's give them water. You know, they sit down, like chill out for a little while. You give them some coffee, maybe even like a scone. Yeah. Homelessness in LA is unlike anything you've ever seen before in your life.
Yeah, there was
a few times I've been there, I've seen it, and I'm just like, yo, like it's like,
so normalized that it's terrifying.
It's a real thing, bro.
When I first moved to LA, I was walking up and down. I was just getting all like the tourist stuff out of the way, and I was just walking up Hollywood Boulevard, and I walked past this homeless woman who had like a sign that just had her Venmo on it, which like I never heard of like a homeless person having Venmo before, but I felt like, all right, whatever, that's like whatever. I like Venmoed her a couple bucks and made it easy on me. And then I kept going, and like 1 minute later down the road, another homeless woman walks up to me and like points at that homeless woman that I just Venmoed and goes like, "Oh, do you know her?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, well, she stole my spot. Can you like call the police for me to get her out of here?" And I was like, what do you no, leave me alone. What? It was the weirdest interaction I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it gets crazy. Every once in a while, the police would decide that they want to do a homeless encampment sweep and then just drop these people off at random parts of the city. And the next thing you know, you got it's like a new school year. You got a new crop of homeless people just there. Yeah, it's wild. I
used to live in a spot where there was this big bush right in front of our like apartment complex. and there was just a guy that started living in the bush.
Mhm.
Like he had his whole little like shanty town in there, and I knew at some point like someone was gonna find him out and like throw him out. And the way they fixed that problem is I come outside one day, the whole bush is just gone. They just cut the whole bush down.
Yeah, dog. When I was in LA, there was a dude, like the apartment was on a cul-de-sac, and he just lived behind the wall of the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
He just stayed there. He was like, all right, well,
yeah,
you know, there's not gonna be no raccoons at the trash can. Like, but they don't really have that in LA, do they?
Like we laughing, but it's kind
It's terrible.
It's sad.
It's really
Terrible.
sad, man.
They do nothing about it. They just like every once in a while, if it becomes enough of a problem in like the rich areas of the town, they'll like sweep them up and then send them to where people actually live in LA. So it just gets worse. Yeah, it's horrible. They have no solutions, and they don't even try. And then you just, if you're a regular person like me, Greg, we're regular people in LA. Oh, you got to deal with it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's a perfect metaphor that like, you know, homeless guy living in the bush, and like the way they decide to fix the problem is just, all right, no more bushes then.
Or
like,
build like benches with spikes in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's oh, you don't know about the anti-homeless architecture? That's an actual genre of architecture. You know about this? So you ever see these benches downtown that look super uncomfortable to sit in?
Yeah.
Or like they purposely prevent you from being able to like lean back and get comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's to prevent homeless people from like being able to be comfortable.
Bro, like how much of a dick do you have to be where you see homeless people and you're like, yeah, man, I don't even want them to just be comfortable on a bench.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, I can't let that man lay down and let that woman lay down.
You'll start to notice this, right? You'll start to notice this. Just next time you walk around downtown, just look how much stuff is like. I wonder why they built it like that. Like bus shelters. There are cities trying to get rid of bus shelters.
Mm.
People like bus shelters, especially people who got to take the bus. But you know who don't like bus shelters? People who absolutely hate seeing homeless people like have any level of shelter, like that they are paid for.
Yeah, hostile architecture is another like word for that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
they'll build stuff that like purposely like makes birds more willing to shit on it, like, and then like it's stuff like that. It's really crazy when you get into it, but I don't want to bum out the audience for much longer. But it is really unfortunate, really sad, and you know, we should probably spend more of our collective money in the government to do something about that instead of just letting the problem persist uninhibited. Bring down them rent prices, because like a lot of these dudes, man, like a lot of these men and women that be homeless, don't be that different. But again, try not to bum out the audience. Let's talk about the Cavaliers.
Bro, we still haven't even talked about Mike Vrabel yet. Like Mike Vrabel is on the Browns coaching staff, and we haven't even mentioned it.
Oh yeah, see, look, they lost to Joe Flacco, but they gained to Mike Vrabel. Like that's
is that who that section of the fan base is gonna root
that's
for?
who. Look, that's not who liked it. Everybody liked it, but that's who really, really liked it. Like, tell me right now, you know the idiots that be posting the same stuff. Tell me right now, Browns lose like 2 games in a row in like November.
Oh, I tweeted it. I was like, hey,
Ben Axelrod already went out there and said that dumb shit.
Hey, fuck Ben, because Ben was trolling, and I was like, bro, you know they gonna take this serious. Like you can't troll with that section.
No.
Like you can't fuck around with that section of the fan base because they'll take it serious. Like, come on, bro. You know what they're gonna do.
You gotta make fun of them in the troll, right? Like if you go to troll them, you gotta make it clear that they are the butt of the joke. It's the Always Sunny in Philadelphia philosophy. You can make a show about terrible people. You just gotta make sure the joke is always at their expense. Can't leave it ambiguous.
Because they don't think you serious. I was like, bro, don't do this. Because honestly, it was a very smart thing. And to me, at least in my opinion, it kind of felt like, you know, you got to be pretty secure in your job security. You know what I'm saying? To bring in a coach who has won a lot when he was a head coach to be a consultant. Like, I felt like you have to be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not getting fired to do something like that.
Yeah, he probably getting that extension. Like, we all know it. We all know he's getting
like,
that extension. But good thing his name is Mike Vrabel and not Doc Rivers, right? Like, that's the thing. Mike Vrabel does not come off as a ladder climber, right? In the way that like a Doc Rivers is a ladder climber. Like, he is somebody, I believe he's doing this because he needs something to do for a year.
3:35 p.m.
Like, that's why he's doing this. So I don't think this is like, I don't even think it's gonna be as big of a deal as people are making out to be. Like, yeah, Mike Vrabel gonna be there. He gonna help out every once in a while, but he ain't gonna be at like practice every day. Like, nah.
I think he's just returning the favor that Jim Schwartz did to him when, like, Jim Schwartz was a consultant when he was tight. So, like, yeah,
We say this on the podcast all the time. Hey man, consultant job is another name for what? Homeboy hire. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm gonna get my homeboy a job real quick. You know, Cole become the GM. I'm consulting. Don't know what I'm consulting on. I'm consulting, you know. Hey,
Let's be honest. It don't matter what you consulting on.
hey man, shout out to everybody else we know got homeboy jobs too. Sometimes you could be really qualified to get a homeboy job. Sometimes you could be Kyle McCord. Hey, but this is the homeboy hire. Like, this is Jim Schwartz doing a solid for the homeboy, making sure that, you know, he stay in them league circles. Maybe if he wants to take the Ohio State job, it ain't gonna be hard to float his name down there. And then look, he'll be associated with this Browns defense. This Browns defense gonna be really good. Somebody gonna drop the bag on him next year.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm glad
Soul
we can be
Train
mostly
makes a
reasonable
great
about it.
point here. Consulting helps make it seem like you weren't working for over a year. Pretty much. Like, it helps with that resume gap.
That's all it is. Ain't nothing too crazy.
What,
Oh, we
what
got
were you
some
doing
chat.
for your year off for the Titans? I was working with Myles Garrett. Well, welcome to the job.
Oh man.
Welcome, Mr.
Okay.
Vrabel. Watch, like,
Let's
when
see.
he gets hired away next year, people gonna talk like, oh man, I don't know if we can recover from losing Mike Vrabel like he was Bill fucking Callahan.
Hey, super chats real quick because we got two back to back. Professor Chaos with the variable hire. I was worried more about Schwartz leaving than Kev. I think Jim's chilling. I really think he's chilling.
Hey, Jim ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah, I don't think Jim's
Where,
going nowhere. man.
where'd Jim go? Like, Jim could become a head coach, but don't nobody hire no head coach over 40. I mean, no defensive coordinator over 40. Like, we saw how long it took Raheem Moore to get a head coach job.
Like
And it took a special circumstance for him to get that job. That was the Atlanta job, right? After they had Arthur Smith, right? Like,
Yeah, he was preferable at that point.
hey, they needed to do something for the season ticket holders. Like,
The season ticket holders in Atlanta don't look like the season ticket holders in Cleveland. Let's just say
there's not much traveling. Like, you know how like Cleveland season ticket holders, they could drive like a mile, an hour sometimes, 45 minutes to get to that dog pound. Let me tell you something about the Atlanta season ticket base. Local.
they are right there.
Local. They play ain't no play it. Like, they played a re-ready song that you're not familiar with. Yes. Yes. The one that Archie Eversole sampled. Like, they don't play. No, it's different. It's different.
Okay, Professor Chaos followed it up. He said health reasons. Okay, that makes sense because he has a health problems. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. Yeah,
What?
That makes a lot more sense. Just like he was worried about Jim just because like health issues.
Health concern.
I was like, okay.
That's why I think he shouldn't be a head coach. Like, this is look. As long as Myles Garrett is here, this is a very stress-free job for Jim Schwartz. Hey, you know what's real easy to do? Coordinate a defense in which you only have to worry about what's 11 minus 3. You basically get to play 10 on 8 every play.
Ooh, man.
Pretty good job there. But yeah, I've heard DS2 songs at Atlanta Falcons games, and not the ones we all know, right? Like a clean version of Rich Sex popped up on there.
Keep telling you, man, I need to go to these games, bro. I need to be there.
Didn't hear one Rascal Flatts song the whole fucking time. I was so thrilled.
We got another one. Brett Trujillo. I just absolutely butchered that. I apologize, Brett. Is it just me or is Caleb miles better than Justin?
You talking about Caleb Williams?
But well, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
College, yes.
It is. It is not just you. It is absolutely not just you.
It's everybody. Yes. If you're talking about Caleb Williams, yes.
Absolutely.
Not even
100%.
close.
Got him up out of there. Didn't even care what they got back.
Said, nah, Caleb feels like a bust. Okay. Look, we let that Cliff Kingsbury get to us. You know, oh yeah, he didn't look great last year. I saw that man look like the greatest college football quarterback I'd ever seen in my life before Cliff Kingsbury came out there. Was running like Lamar and throwing like Pat. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be like that, but I was more impressed with his body of work than like Trevor Lawrence in college.
Hey, so I just want to point this out really
Someone
quick.
said, I think Fields got a crappy deal in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, like two things can be true. He got a crappy deal. He's also not that good.
You know, better situation, he'll probably look better.
Yeah,
but
better situation, he might be somebody that you signed to like a low-level extension, but like I don't think Justin Fields. Like I think Justin Fields is Justin Fields. Like got a bad deal, but like if he was that good, he probably would have found a way to overcome it. But it is what it is, man.
I just want to point out people are making fun of the Browns for extending Jerry Jeudy. And our homie Corey, fake Corey Kinnan on Twitter, y'all know, he had the perfect tweet to sum this up. Very funny to see NFL Twitter reacting to Jeudy getting a little bit more money than Gabe Davis and Darnell Mooney.
Yeah,
like,
people just do shit because they see the Browns didn't go. Yeah, well, I'm just so tired of like Twitter accounts. Especially like blue check mark Twitter accounts. Like
just like people are making fun of the Browns. I'm like, he's making what, like $14 million?
I promise you, in like 2 years, you're gonna be like, well, how do the Browns have cap space? Like these are the same idiots that thought we had to cut Nick Chubb to be able to sign a free agent. Why do we listen to these people anymore, man? Like every year, Cole, you know what? I got to rant. I feel like I'm losing my mind every year I cover this football team. Because every summer I tell people, this going to be what happens. This going to be this. They probably going to work within a budget of that. These are the guys you should look for. No, they're not doing this crazy shit. No, this is not what they're going to do. No, they don't have to cut this guy. No, that every fucking year, Cole, I have to do this. And then they get proven wrong and people still listen to what these people have to say. People been wrong about the Browns for like 3 years now, right? Where they predicted 6-10 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the same idiots that are memeing, trying to make the Browns a low cow. The fuck do they know? These are the funny people. Like I just the same fucking idiots, man. Like hey, I had to have a whole.
Kachal has a perfect, like literally perfect response. NFL Twitter ain't have much to say about the Njoku deal right now, right? Remember when they got killed for that? They got killed when they signed.
Yeah, where are the cold tweets for that? You know, the cold takes for that, right? Like, remember people were like, "Oh, that's a terrible deal." Right? I'm pretty sure they were saying the same. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
The truth is this: the Browns get ahead of a lot of this shit as quickly as they can with extensions. They sign dudes. Even look at how offensive guards got paid in free agency. Look how much money they got. Some of these dudes got crazy bags. And now look at and then go check what Wyatt Teller and Joel Batoya are being paid.
Also, I would like to point out, Jerry Jeudy's numbers aren't terrible. But you know what is terrible? His quarterback situation. You know, everybody wants to talk, Justin Fields got a raw deal, bro. Justin Fields, he was catching passes from ass Russell Wilson as a slot receiver, and we know Russ don't know what the middle of the field is no more, and Drew Lock.
Jake Burns had a breakdown. He posted a clip where Jerry Judy's running wide open for a touchdown. Russ literally looks at him running wide open and then
says, fuck it, I'm going to run for negative 3 yards.
It's like, and you just see Jerry just like, what am I supposed to do with that?
And he still put up 750 yards. Like, he almost had 1,000 in Russ's first year where he was truly awful.
We got a super chat, a couple super chats, but one from Ray Rags that I also think sums it up well, where he says, would you rather have Judy for that money or Calvin Ridley 4 for 92?
And there were, you see, this is why I don't listen to NFL Twitter anymore. There were people applauding that deal when I'm like, well, that's stupid. Signing Calvin Ridley. Jaguars didn't even want Calvin Ridley. Jaguar fans were tired of Calvin Ridley. Like my guy, UCF Jaguar was like, I can't wait for him to go. Like, I can't. Everybody thinks he's good. I can't wait for him to go. Right? Like, that dude, 4 years, $92 million.
Hey, I just want to point out, Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper are the same age.
Really? What? That can't be true. That cannot be
I just looked at Calvin Ridley's 29.
What happened?
Yeah.
Wait.
I want to point that out.
Played at 2 different eras of Alabama football. What the fuck? What?
Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper are the same age, and look at how much money Amari Cooper is going to make this year, and look at what Calvin Ridley just got.
Hey, Amari Cooper about to be laughing like 50 Cent to the main dog.
What? Ooh, I just want to point that out. I don't know if people know that.
He was at Alabama when Cooper was there?
Man, I feel like he wasn't, though. That's what make it crazier. I don't think he was, bro.
Did he fail like high school or something? Like, what? How is he this old?
And listen, I am not slandering.
So he's born in 1994.
Yeah, Calvin.
So
Calvin
he's
Ridley,
a year older than me, and he graduated college in 2018. That's not weird. How is he this old?
Calvin Ridley was drafted in 2018. Coop was drafted in 2015.
So there might have been a little overlap. There might have been a little overlap there. A little overlap.
Yeah,
not a lot, though. Not a lot.
How long was he at Alabama? So he was at Alabama he had to be at Alabama, 2012 to 20. He was a 6-year senior? That he had to have been.
Listen.
Because if he was 94, he graduated in 2012. I graduated 2013. I'm 95.
Did Calvin go to JUCO?
Let me see, dog. Wait a minute. No, so he got to Alabama in 2015.
Okay.
Now he was a 5-star recruit
In the class of 2015?
Yeah.
How the fuck was he in the class of 2015? This got to be a mistake, man. He cannot be 1994.
He's the same age as Amari Cooper. He's the same age as Amari Cooper.
But he was 19 years old. This is okay. So I'm going to read the Wikipedia article. Ridley attended Monarch High School in Coconut Creek, Florida, where he played high school football for the Knights. He only played 3 games his senior year due to Florida's age restriction, which doesn't allow anyone over the age of 19 in 9 months. This man was pushing 20 in high school.
Someone said,
what happened?
Someone said he was homeless.
Oh, he must I'm not trying to make fun of him, but
we're not trying to make fun of him.
Something seriously happened for him to be almost 20 and graduating high school, right? Okay, so he was in the foster system, and his father was deported back to Guyana or Guinea, Guyana.
Guinea.
We're gonna let the chat correct me. I don't want to offend nobody. Yeah, that's odd. Wow.
Him and Amari Cooper the same age.
Okay, because I was like, there's no way that makes sense, right? Because I knew I wasn't tripping when I felt like he was a completely different era of wide receiver than Amari Cooper was, because Coop left in 2014? Because he was in the 2015 draft, right? I think he played. I remember Coop was balling. Coop was balling against Ohio State. It wasn't his fault they lost.
Okay, yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, he was 20 when he was a senior in high school due to the foster system. Okay, so that makes sense.
Okay,
that makes sense. That makes sense now.
Whew.
Oh, and it's Guyana.
You know what, man? Good for Calvin.
Literally, that's what I said when he got paid. I was like, good for him. Get your money.
Wait, Jerry Jeudy's 25. They in the same draft class. You know what I'm like surprised about? That we didn't know this till now. Like, obviously people knew, but like people did not bring that up very much when he was at Alabama. And that seems like something that people would milk the shit out of. So Trey Wingo must have been on a break.
Yeah, we appreciate not getting that version of the black trauma porn. We really appreciate it.
We got Soul Train with a super chat that says,
This is
Judy
a
is still
low-key
young enough.
depressing episode of QnCOLB.
Yeah, we apologize, y'all. We touched on some stuff. We definitely touched on some stuff we don't usually touch on.
Yeah, things have gotten a little sad. But Soul Train, Brazen the Mood, Judy is still young enough to reach another level.
Jerry Judy's only 6 months older than Tank Dell.
That's crazy.
So I throw that out there. This one throw that out there.
That's
Like
crazy.
he's 6 months older. He's only making like $14 million a year. It's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? It's a good deal.
Yeah, even if he just puts up low, like close to 1,000 numbers, that's pretty much what you would pay for that. If he plays better than what he, like for what his production has been in his NFL career, that's a good number for him. It's about what it'll be. And people have to remember the salary cap raises every year. So 8% up next year. What is $17 million for wide receiver next year will be 21, right? For that same level of wide receiver play. So now, like as soon as next year, that's going to be an extremely good deal. And let him play good, then we're going to be doing the whole AB is the greatest thing since Earth to ever happen to the Cleveland Browns. Sign it, ship it, we give them all the money. Like
Laser eye memes all over the place.
oh yeah, laser eye memes like we literally did with David Njoku. And I'm gonna be honest with you, less production David Njoku had than Jerry Jeudy when we made that deal. So yeah, it's a good deal. Jerry Jeudy, gotta see if he's a fit. People talked about like the locker room issue of Jerry Jeudy. Browns have a pretty good organization. They have a pretty good locker room. They got leadership there. Amari Cooper's there. You have to imagine he's super excited to play with Coop. He grew up, he played wide receiver in an era where he's definitely like still excited to play with Deshaun Watson because that's like right in the wheelhouse of when people view Deshaun Watson that way. We'll see if Deshaun Watson can get back to that level, but you can imagine that he's excited. And look, I'm pretty sure Deshaun looks pretty good compared to Russ and Drew Lock. Like, so I imagine he's going to be excited to play here. And the Browns are like actually good. So, you know, we still don't get like the benefit of the doubt that we should when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. Cause like players get traded here and people assume that that's going to be a bad move for them. But it's like the Browns are in the opposite part of that, where it's like, oh, if a middling player gets traded here, that might like kind of how we used to look at like when good teams traded for our players. We're like, oh shit, TJ Ward gonna be good now. Like,
just think about the free agents they've signed the last year, coming into last season. Guys like Maurice Hurst, you know what I'm saying? Guys like who else played? Who's the safety whose name I can't think of right now? Who they just re-signed? No, the other one.
Oh, Rodney McLeod.
Rodney McLeod, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that, like those guys that they sign, they usually end up being really good signings and performing well. And those are just like the margin signings, not even like they're bigger free agents. I feel like people need to start giving the Browns a little bit more benefit of the doubt when they do stuff. But that's what happens when your team's been bad for the better part of 2 decades.
Just look at Amari Cooper. His 2 best years of his career in Cleveland. Undoubtedly. like his 2 best years of his career. Got his career high in touchdowns last year, had his career high in receiving yards this year. We're getting peak Amari Cooper. Kev's a really good offensive coach, right? And he's working to get the offense more to what the rest of the league is doing. And look, I'm pretty sure Coop's going to vouch for Deshaun because when Coop's been out there and Deshaun's been out there, it's looked good, So I think that this is going to be a good deal. I think this is going to work out for them. I really like what the Browns have done. And Corey brings up a great point. People love to bitch and moan about money, but they never love to compare to what that money actually is compared to other players around the league. Like, how many times do we hear about you paying Deshaun $46 million a year? Getting 45 right now. Kirk Cousins at 36 off of an Achilles.
Man, nobody thinks about the Browns for more than like 5 seconds when they talk about it. Like
They
nobody
just think about it like, how can I make fun of them?
That's it. That's it. And then
they're rooting for like the fucking Jets. It makes no sense to me.
And they get mad when the Browns actually do well, and then people are in their mentions on social media just talking about how stupid they are. When if you would have just took like 5 seconds to maybe think about what the team's actually doing, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, people do this thing on social media where they say something dumb for public consumption and then get mad when people correct them and then blame that fan base for why they hate them. And it's like, hey, man, just take the L. Man, you sometimes just got to take an L. Hey, one time I said Kyler Murray was better than Lamar Jackson. Just took that L, man. I didn't hate Lamar Jackson for the rest of my life because of this. I didn't get nice messages, right? Got some of the meanest messages I ever got in my life when I said that tape. Wasn't even that popular yet, but I got the hate. Don't fucking matter. Okay, I took the L. That was wrong. Okay, like people's inability to do that is insane to me. It's like, okay, just say you were wrong. Like, stop trying to make this right. You thought they were going to go 6-10 last year. They went 11-6, and now you're saying, despite have you heard these takes where people are like, hey, I know the Browns had 26% of their salary cap on injured reserve. And also in the last 10 years, no team other than the Cleveland Browns have made the playoffs, let alone win 11 fucking games with that number, with that percentage of the salary cap on injured reserve. But they were lucky last year, right? They played an easy schedule last year. They got off easy. And that's why they won 11 games. Are you fucking kidding me?
Now about the red. How the fuck were they lucky? They were dealing with a new fucking catastrophe every single week.
We were playing Garyon Christian, Ronnie Hickman, and DeAnthony Bell in a fucking playoff game. Okay.
You didn't even talk about James Hudson. Their 4th and 5th offensive tackles are who they played a playoff game.
We had to throw the ball to David Bell.
I have no choice.
And people act like we was lucky.
I was like, how?
And then people point to well, you did get lucky with Joe Flacco. Sure, we got that one bit of luck. We was winning games before Joe got here. What the fuck are you talking about?
We beat the 49ers with PJ Walker.
Doesn't it feel like people talk about the Browns as if they were like under 500? Like you would swear to God this team was under 500 before Joe Flacco got here.
Yeah, it's crazy. And didn't the Browns beat more teams over 500 last year than any other team in the league too? Like, it's not like they had played a bunch of bums.
We were towards the top of the league. It was either us or somebody else. We
had the hardest strength of schedule in the league last year.
Yeah, people are acting like people are acting like there's going to be a regression this upcoming season. I'm like, bro, we were missing 10 starters for the majority of the year. Why do you think there's going to be a regression?
I don't
get it.
The reason I hear people talk about a possible regression is always tied to if Deshaun Watson doesn't play well, but we didn't have good quarterback play at all last year, for most of it.
And that whole theory, right? Let's talk about that real quick, Greg. Well, if Deshaun Watson doesn't play well, then we're in trouble. Okay, ask those same people. Did Deshaun Watson play well in 2023?
No.
What do they usually say, right? What do they usually say? No, right?
No, but say no.
They had a plus 63 point differential with them in there. and they won 4 or 5 games with Deshaun Watson as starting quarterback. By the way, 2 of those games, ass whippings.
Yeah.
Ass whippings. Pure, like DTR got snaps. Ass whippings.
Titans and the Cardinals.
Yes. Pure
ass
beatdowns.
Pure ass.
Like just complete dominations. One of those games against the 1 seed at home. Okay, on the road. My bad. On the road, down 14 in the 4th.
Team that went to the AFC Championship, by the way. Just put it out.
Yeah. So, like, if you think, like, if their take is, right, and I'm just going to take these people at the word, Deshaun Watson was not good this year. They say that, right? He was inconsistent. And the Browns were still able to do that when Deshaun was in there. What evidence do you have that the Browns are going to regress because of Deshaun Watson is the same guy that you said he was last year? They are one of the best teams in the NFL, if not the fucking 1 seed. So, like, even if Deshaun's not good, what does that change? What does that change? This team clearly didn't need a good quarterback to win games, because if you looked at the passing touchdown to interception ratio from last year, what are people talking about? Like, if Deshaun Watson is awful, they're still going to be good. Like,
don't let him play well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
if he's good, they might be the 1 seed. Like, I thought last year he was above average, like slightly above average, right? For most of the time, he had some moments of greatness, but slightly above average. If you average it all out, they had the same point differential. They had the same point differential as the Kansas City Chiefs, so they were contender, right? If he's good, they're probably the 1 seed. And I know people are like, well, there's going to be more quarterbacks healthy. One, we don't know that. We don't even know if our quarterback going to be healthy, let alone everybody else's quarterback's going to be healthy, right? Like, there's some guys working back off of some stuff. We now know that the Chargers are not to be taken seriously. We now know that the Buffalo Bills are not to be taken seriously, which gets us into our next topic. Did the AFC North actually get better? Did the AFC actually get better? Because I hear a lot of people making a lot of noise like they always do about the AFC, but I think it's the same conference. Like, the Houston Texans made a lot of noise about all the guys that they signed. And I think they signed some names. I don't think they got better. Like Joe Mixon, I think Devin Singletary is better than Joe Mixon. I think that was a mistake. They lost Sheldon Rankins. They lost Jonathan Grenard. They brought in Daniil Hunter. I think that's about a wash, right? They didn't bring in any wide receivers yet. I think that's the same team. Like, am I tripping on that? Like, I think people want them to be the next Detroit Lions, but I think that's just putting a lot on the shoulders of CJ Stroud. Like, the only thing that's going to make that team take a significant jump is if CJ Stroud somehow takes a significant jump to where he was last year, but he was already in the MVP conversation last year. Like, how much better can he actually be? Like, if he gets any better, we're talking about him being like Pat Mahomes. I think that's just way too much to put on CJ Stroud in his second year of his NFL career. They're getting back Tank Dell, but I look at the AFC. I don't think the Dolphins got better. I don't know what the fuck the Jets did this offseason. Like, have you seen the moves that they have made? They don't look. People talk about the Deshaun Watson trade all they want. I would rather have Deshaun Watson than Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson right now. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they did sign Tyron Smith, but he's been injury prone for like the last 5 seasons.
What was their problem last year? Who was their tackle last year? Wasn't it some old dude who was really good a long time ago?
Was it Dwayne Brown?
Yes, Dwayne Brown. So they went and replaced him with somebody who was probably in Dwayne Brown's fucking draft class. They sound like a solution to you?
Like they're like the Jets is a lot of hoping that these things will work out. Like hoping that Tyron Smith is going to be healthy, hoping that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back from injury and still be some version of Aaron Rodgers.
He's going to come back for running for president. We don't even know if he's going to run for president, Cole. What do you mean? This man, I said this I said this earlier this week. He's kicking it like Hulk Hogan did at the end of WCW. And you know how Hulk Hogan kicked it at the end of WCW? Like a man who didn't want to go to work. Okay. I'm gonna run for president. I might do this. I might take a sabbatical. Like, you just don't want to fucking come to work, Hulk. Okay.
Man, I don't think we need to worry about Deshaun getting picked for any elected office positions. You know?
If you do, don't vote for whoever.
Don't vote for him.
I don't care what the platform is, dog. It could be Jesse Jackson standing next to him, like, hey, bro, like this is a horrible.
No, absolutely not.
Ain't no way I'm not being scammed.
Absolutely not. Who else in the AFC are we even like? I mean, obviously the Ravens are the Ravens.
I think there's three contenders, and it's the three teams that's been to the AFC Championship game recently. There's the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. There's the Baltimore Ravens, and then there's the Kansas City Chiefs. Then there's a bunch of teams fighting to get in that conversation. I think one of the teams at the head of the pack is Cleveland. I think the other team is Houston. I think Cleveland and Houston are fighting to be the fourth name, right? If this is the Royal Rumble, they are fighting to be in the last four of that conversation. And Cleveland has a better roster, but right now you trust Houston's quarterback situation a little bit more than you trust Cleveland's.
A little bit, a little bit, a
little bit more. The question is, did Deshaun Watson have to be as good as CJ Stroud has to be for the Browns to get to the same place? That's where it kind of evens out. I was like, I don't think Deshaun Watson even has to be remotely as good. Deshaun Watson could have put up 200 yards and a touchdown against Houston in that playoff game. I think the Browns win it.
Yeah, because he's not throwing back-to-back pick sixes. Professor Chaos.
Hey, man, shout out to Joe Flacco. I've never seen somebody get to slide on that before, dog. Like, he gets the freest slide off the pick sixes that I have ever seen anybody. People blame everybody but Joe Flacco for the, like, how many times have I heard people get mad at me like, oh, you think this team can contend? They got blown out by the Houston Texans and they're not bringing back Joe Flacco. And I'm like, bro, why did they get blown out by Houston? What happened in that game? They got blown out by Houston.
They never answered that question either. They never answered.
Well, that was on that was on Alex Van Pelt. Well, Alex Van Pelt ain't here no more. Well, that was actually on Kevin Stefanski. Like, who the fuck are we blaming, dog? Like, hey, clearly the Browns were like, all right, 2 pick sixes. We're too predictable. We need to clear out some old philosophy. They got rid of Joe. They got rid of Alex. And they cleared it out. And they got rid of all the run game shit, right? They clearly felt like they were too predictable.
I know we got a tighter schedule for today. We got a few super chats if you want to catch up on them real quick.
Let's go.
Professor Chaos, I would bet Jerry Jeudy is going to cook the Steelers because of Russell Wilson.
Ooh, we have not thought about that.
We didn't think about that at all.
Hey, by the way, here's the thing about Pittsburgh. Myles Garrett's like, because those two guys he can get for 4. Like, he already got 4.5 off of Justin Fields before. Like,
ooh, man,
we got about that. Soul Train. People diss Watson and get confused for a block.
Oh, when he blocked him?
I think. Oh, I see what he means about like blocking on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll just put it like this: y'all need to stop getting so mad when people block you on Twitter. They just don't want to talk to you, and they shouldn't have to talk to you. Like, I get it. But I block people just off vibes sometimes. I'm not gonna lie about it. I am definitely a quick blocker. Like, you just say some bullshit and then I check your page and it's more bullshit. I'm blocking. Nah, why? Like, I think of Twitter as having my phone number. And if you have my Twitter and you have unfiltered, that means you can text me. Why the fuck would I want you to text me if you saying some bullshit about me, dog? Like, of course you gonna get blocked. Like, I don't think this has much to do about sensitivity. It's just like selectiveness. You don't want everybody to be talking to you all the fucking time, especially when they out here just saying some weird shit. I'm sorry. Look, that don't mean I hate you as a person if I block you. That just means we had an interaction I would not like to have again on Twitter. like, I'm good.
We got another super chat from Ray Rags here. They won a game when DTR went 24 of 43, 165, no touchdowns, and 1 interception, but they were also so lucky.
He threw the ball 43 times against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I feel like we couldn't run the ball at all.
hey, 43 times and 165 yards. And look, in hindsight being 2020, the fact that Kevin did not trust that man to throw the ball downfield once until he absolutely had to. We should have saw Jameis and Tyler Huntley coming. Okay.
Oh man. Sorry, DTR. It is what it is.
It is, man. Hey, bro, you're gonna be great at your next stop. I'm gonna root for you. I'm gonna watch them preseason starts. Hey, but for the time being, we gonna have a fun preseason, y'all. Well, me, Jameis. Then we gonna get Tyler Huntley, aka Lamar Twin and them, and then we gonna get DTR in the fourth quarter. You know he gonna cook in that fourth quarter. Like, hey, bro, it's gonna be 4 quarters of football during the preseason. We ain't gotta skip the Kellerman hours, you know. Hey man, Cole, what did Kellerman do to you that makes you so mad that you don't even want his name mentioned? He only played for the Browns in the preseason. Like,
that was enough. That was enough. Hey man, sometimes you just know it's like, hey man, I'm good.
What's
like,
Kellerman doing these days? You think he's the lead?
He's coaching. I think he's coaching. I'm pretty sure.
Ain't no way he coaching.
He's a free agent right now.
Oh man.
At least that's what Google says.
Yeah, his contract expired January 6, 2024.
Listen, Mike Zimmer told us everything we need to know about Kellerman. Go look at that. Go look that up. Go look up them quotes.
I've seen it up.
I see him every day. That's what I needed to know. Oh man, Mike was really. You thought I was fed up, man. Go listen to those quotes from Mike.
Hey man, Kellerman is an interesting story because like I still don't know how he got drafted as high as he did.
Was he a second round pick?
Yeah,
third
round pick.
Third round pick, yeah. Third round pick.
By the way, only 24 years old.
He's only 24?
Yeah. 2021 draft. He should still be on his rookie deal.
I was about to say something I shouldn't say.
He was only one of 3 SEC quarterbacks with Tim Tebow and Dak Prescott to record over 9,000 career passing yards with 1,500 career rushing yards.
I feel like that's because he played 4 years of college. It started all 4 years of those college because 2 of those years, all 3 of those years are under 3,000 yards.
Yeah. Couple more super chats here. Professor Chaos, did you see the ayahuasca video with Aaron Rodgers?
I don't go out of my way to do anything that has Aaron Rodgers' name. Look, I'm not one of them people that like talking about Aaron Rodgers. like I'm not fascinated with him. He's just a jerk. Like Greg, you live in LA. You know a lot of Aaron Rodgers. Like, you know what Aaron Rodgers is? Ryan from The Office.
Yeah.
Literally Ryan from The Office.
Yeah.
Cole don't know nothing about that.
One of those guys who just says the word energy too much, you know? Like,
yeah. Like, I bet Aaron Rodgers talks to me and I start feeling like I'm about to get scammed into trying to buy an NFT or something like that. Like, that's the energy that Aaron Rodgers gives off right now. It's like, okay. Yeah, you want me to advance in the metaverse or some shit like that?
Yeah. And I know he loves the book The Alchemist, and I don't know if we got any big readers in the chat, but I think that's like the most annoying book I've ever read in my life.
I've seen what's on Aaron Rodgers' bookshelf, man. I've seen them Ayn Rand books.
Those what books?
Them Ayn Rand books.
Oh man,
Look, we know what time you on.
Yeah, man.
Who was it? I think there was Naomi Osaka who was reading a wild book by the poolside of her mansion one time. It's one of the books you can't even really say.
Gotta put it in the private chat.
I can't remember the name of it, but I'm confident it's a revolution book, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
It was during that time. I was like, damn. Why? Who wrote that? Oh shit.
Well, we got one more super chat here, then we're all caught up with the super chats from Ray Rags. They got pick six on the same day, on the same stick play twice. I think they were a little predictable.
And then they ran the ball and lost it for -4 yards. Okay, like, hey man, Jig was up. Like Jig was up, baby. Jig was up. We was selling that oil at that corner just a little too long, Greg. Right? You stayed at the good spot too long and they caught up with you. That's what happened. Right? You was running a scam and you thought you could build you a brick and mortar. Nah, that scam belongs on a cart. Okay. They caught up to you, big dog. Because that first half, Joe was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wasn't.
Yeah, it kind of felt like when like a 14 seed in March Madness like gets out of the first round and like,
oh, they got all that energy in the first half and they in the sweet. No, they get to the Elite Eight, right? And they got all that energy in the first half. And then Duke brings out Zion. Okay. Right? And all of a sudden you realize, boy, it's real easy for Duke to get 3 points. It's real hard for Florida Gulf Coast to get 2 points. Like, and then it starts to go south because then Florida Gulf Coast start turning that bitch over. And what Zion doing? Yeah. Okay. Like, that's what it was. It was Cinderella dying at the altar.
We got another super chat here from Professor Chaos. Aaron is the kind of guy to ask about my pheton levels, which is a Scientology thing.
Oh, that's a sign. See, look, Aaron Rodgers was bearable when he was just into crystals. Remember he was dating the crystal mommy? Like, you know, when he was just into your chart, you know, in astrology, he was bearable during that time. But I don't know how he went from astrology to certain ideology.
Yeah, man, it's a little bad, man. It's a little bad. No, when Deshaun Kaiser was talking about just like being around Aaron, he was talking about 9/11. He's like, "What are your thoughts on 9/11?" He shared his normal thoughts that we all have.
Do we not, Aaron Rodgers, a known conspiracy theorist? Do we not point out the fact that he got hurt on the first weekend of the NFL season, which happens to be September 11th weekend in New York, when they wearing them fire hats?
Sean McDermott, I need you to calm down.
With Sean McDermott, oh my God. Dog, we didn't know what we were watching.
Listen.
Sean McDermott was in the building. We didn't even know that was about to go down, right?
Listen.
We didn't even know about the Sean McDermott.
Hey, they was trying to get on Sean, you know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, we talked about that already. Y'all know how we feel about Sean. Y'all know how we feel about Sean.
Hey man, somebody got to ask Ken Dorsey. Like,
we might have to
I
get
feel
Ken
like
on the
somebody
pod.
already did. That's how the article got written. But
we got to get Ken on the pod. Like, hey, how crazy was that 9/11 speech?
hey, we don't think about that. Nobody got a conspiracy for that. When did that game get played, Greg? When was the first game? Was it September 11th? Because sometimes that happens.
Well, I remember Aaron Rodgers ran out with the American flag. It was definitely like that.
It was the first weekend of the season. First weekend of the season is always near September 11th.
Yeah, let me look at their schedule. It was, let me see. Monday, September 11th.
Oh my God!
God. Oh God! Oh,
Oh my God! No! No!
I know he had a
What?
field day. He had a field day with that in the locker room. I know he did.
Oh
I
my
know he did. Oh man.
Hey, that's nuts. That is insane.
Listen, all I'm saying is he asked Deshaun Kaiser, what are your thoughts about 9/11? Deshaun, he shared his thoughts, and all Aaron said in response was, you should research that.
I don't think that's all Aaron Rodgers said.
But that's all Deshaun
Hey,
said.
Hey, somebody ask Aaron Rodgers what he thinks about popular mechanics as an institution.
Professor Chaos says, when he ran out onto the field on 9/11 with an American flag, that was wild.
Listen, man. Yeah. Ooh.
Kind of surprised that Aaron Rodgers agreed to run out with an American flag. He seems like
Well, see, look, his thing with Aaron Rodgers, he don't want people to hate him.
It's true.
Right? He wants to think whatever he wants to think, but he also thinks that he's entitled to people liking him. Like, he's not like here's where I'll give Kyrie Irving a lot of credit. Hey man, Kyrie's okay with being disliked.
Very okay with it.
Like Kyrie will put anything out there and stand on it and be like, yeah, okay. Well, you don't like me, I guess. Like, thing with Aaron is Aaron gonna complain about people not liking him. And look, even Kyrie went through a period where he was like complaining about people not liking him. And now he's at the point where he's like, fuck it, I'm in Denver. I'm in Dallas. Nobody care. I'm just doing me. But Aaron is significantly older than Kyrie Irving. And Aaron is very concerned with what people think of him. So of course he ran out there with the American flag. He loves America. I just want to know if he took his helmet off during that game, if we got the opportunity to see him take his helmet off because he got hurt so quickly into that game. But the sideline helmets for that weekend were the New York Fire Department helmet. I mean, fire department hats. And I wonder if he put that one on in the sideline, right? Given the kind of BS that he believes in. Kind of interesting, right? By the way, Aaron, don't ever bring that one up.
That actually leads us to our most recent super chat from Ray Rags when he says, Aaron is a dude who took the 2010-ish post seriously, and now it's his whole personality. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, we got to look, I know that ESPN will never revisit this. But we got to find an outlet that is brave enough to revisit the fact that Sean McDermott and Aaron Rodgers played a football game on 9/11. And that was the game in which Aaron Rodgers popped his Achilles on the second play. Like, what? What? I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but dog, I feel like that might be one because that's insane. That is insane. Hey, why don't Pat McAfee ever ask him that?
Like, that's what we need Pat to. Pat needs to start asking some better questions, man. We need to know about that. Yeah. That's what we need to know about.
Yeah, Pat, come on. Be brave. Ask about that. Look, if Aaron leaves, you got like 500 other jobs, bro. You ain't worried about that. You just go back to the WWE. Don't nobody care. The money gonna still roll in. You good? You good? That ESPN contract for like 10 years. Go ahead and ask that man that question. You can get another quarterback to fill the role, buddy.
Oh, man.
You can get Baker Mayfield to replace him. You know what I mean? Let Baker be a starter for a little while. Just get Baker on the show every week. Your audience would love him. Okay.
Hey, man, we're going to talk about the Cavs? Or
let's talk about the Cavs real quick, man. So I got, what is it, like the Quest 3, right? A month ago. And that's like a virtual reality thing. And one of the things you can do is they have select games where you can sit courtside in. It's like this whole courtside thing. It's pretty cool. I noticed some things when I was watching the Cavs play. I believe they were playing against, was it the Clippers or was it, who has Nurkic?
Suns.
They were playing the Suns. And I realized the big problem with the Cavs, which isn't going away any soon. Nurk was eating up Jay Allen, man. Just the Cavs are not a very physical team. Now they got Marcus Morris, not Markieff. Marcus Morris, They got Tristan Thompson back. That's not going to really solve the problem, though, because they're not going to get the bulk of the minutes. Like that will be a band-aid to the issue, but I don't think it solves the problem. I think that's the Cavs' biggest issue is physicality, and if they want to make a run in the playoffs of any kind, they got to avoid teams that are going to be more physical than them. And I think that means, I think the days of thinking that we could just I don't know if you can beat New York in a series. I just don't think we can do it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be candid at this point. I don't think the Cavs can do it. They're not physical enough. New York seems to have some kind of big brother thing on them. Mm-hmm. Unless even if they get up 2-0 on them early, I don't know if they'll believe it. You don't trust them against the Knicks. If we were outside viewers of it, we would see it that way. It's hard for us to admit it as Cavs fans, but I think that's what it is. And you definitely don't want to play the Heat because the Heat outmuscle the Knicks. All right. So I think if you can avoid those two teams, you're fine. I think how the playoffs are kind of lining up for the Cavs is fine. And let me be clear on this. I don't think that's some kind of condemnation of the future of this Cavs team. I just think that's where they are right now. Right. Eventually, Jared Allen is going to be replaced with somebody bigger and more physical if you're going to roll with Evan Mobley. That's just what it is. This is not the final form of this team. And hopefully you hope that Evan Mobley becomes bigger and more physical as he gets older. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, kind of what it is, right? But if you have a stronger front court, you can live with the back court being a little small, but that's going to take a stronger front court. And get a wing in there. A wing who can swing, and I don't mean about playing defense. We need a wing that can fight. Okay.
Let's just focus on the basketball for right now. Please, let's just focus on the basketball for right now.
A 3-and-swing wing. That's what I need.
3-and-swing wing is crazy.
Yes. I don't ever want to see his chain get touched again. That's insane. Okay. No, you got the small backcourt. You need, who will be great? Just resurrect a prime Steven Jackson, or even better, a prime Ron Artest. Tell me that's not what this Cavs team needs right now in every form. Okay. Lockdown defender. Lockdown offensive player. He a good player too offensively, especially in his prime. Ron Artest was getting 24 in his prime.
Ron was just a great basketball player. It was just the extracurricular stuff that just kind of took away from that. The fact that he was a great basketball player.
And then Ron Artest. Not going to get your chain touched when Ron Artest on your team. Look, just his presence will be the deterrent. He don't even need to fight. That's Ron Artest. Now, unfortunately, you can't get Ron Artest or Steven Jackson, but we need to get a 2005 ass player on this team. We need to get somebody who lean with it, rock with it, in a 4XT and some big ass jeans on this team. We need some 50 Cent energy in that locker room. We need somebody who's going to play many men and mean it. Okay. And maybe that's Marcus Morris. I don't know. Do you think it's Marcus Morris?
I think he helps. I think the biggest issue with the Cavs I'm seeing is well, first of all, they're not healthy. They're not healthy. So there's only so much you can really say about the long-term prospects and what's going to happen in the playoffs when they don't have everybody healthy right now. But I think what's infuriating to me is despite the injuries, they've beaten a bunch of good teams. They beat the Celtics, they beat the Timberwolves. They dominated the Pelicans, and they just beat the Pacers, who are above 500. I don't think they're the greatest right now, but they're above 500. But then they'll turn around and they'll get blown out by the Rockets and the Nets and these teams that just aren't good at all. So it leaves you wondering where are they actually, what are they actually going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of with you. It's it just depends on who they play in the playoffs at this point. Because if they get Mobley back, who they need, by the way, I need people to stop acting like Evan Mobley's holding his team back or something stupid like that. Like they need him to play, especially defensively. They
Hey,
get
dog,
cooked
I
when
saw
he's
the
not
start lineup and it had Georges Niang in it. And look, I'm in Niang gang, but that's not good.
It's not good. They get cooked. They get cooked defensively whenever George is out there. When he's hitting shots, it helps, but he can't play extended minutes because they'll just start targeting him, especially in the playoffs when you play in good teams and they have good players. Like imagine they have to play the Boston Celtics and George Niang has to start.
You don't think
Just
he can
imagine.
shut down Jason Tatum?
Come on, bro.
Come on, you don't think he can get out there with that baby mama body?
Come on, man. baby mama body.
Shout out
Great.
Shout out Gilbert Arenas. He said it.
baby mama body is so disrespectful. But no, they will get cooked.
Gilbert Arenas said it.
They will get cooked. They need Evan. They need his defense. And on the lowest of keys, when you talk about physicality, they need his rebounding because he's been a much better rebounder this season than he was the previous.
I think they can mitigate.
Hey, real baby mama body is nuts. Like that's nuts. You know? Like, that's crazy. I can't believe he said that.
I think they've done enough to mitigate some of these issues to the point to where they can get New York to like 6 games. They're not going to get like swept or anything like that. Right. I do think Marcus Morris helps. He's 6'8". He's a wing. Like we were praying for somebody to emerge like Marcus Morris like last year. So we were playing Danny Green. Right. So that helps. Tristan Thompson, that helps. Some shooting. Sam Merrill, how's he been recently? Because I haven't been able to keep up as much as I want to. But
he's been up and down. Like Sam's been up and down. He's had some good games. He's had some not so great games. But the threat of him helps the team because teams know that he can. If you leave him open, he more than likely is going to make 3-point shots, and that opens up everything else because you actually have to guard him. And to be honest, we ain't talked about it a lot. Isaac Okoro, much better basketball player than he's been. Much better basketball player than he's been since he's been here.
Playable.
He's been legitimately good this year in his minutes. He has.
Yeah. You get Max Strus back.
Yeah, they need Max. They definitely need Max back.
Who's a solid defender. Good size on him too. Like, you know, like they'll be able to compete. I don't know if they can. I would say if they played the New York Knicks, I would say 35% Cavs can get through that. And then the rest, obviously, New York. Like, I think they would have the edge. And if there's the Heat, Jimmy Butler does things to teams like the Cavs.
The Heat are weird because they're what? They're the 8 seed right now?
I don't trust them. I don't trust them to represent. When have they ever represented the seed that they are? Like
that's
the
what I'm
last
saying.
3
Like
years.
they're the 8 seed you don't want to play.
They've been they've been the 8 seed you don't want to play since the bubble. Like
you don't want to play them. You don't want to play
nuts.
them.
It's nuts. It's nuts. They are such a weird fucking team. I don't want nothing to do with that. Nope. Nah. And Kevin Love gonna get revenge. I'm good, bro.
The Cavs want to play the Pacers. That's who they want to play in the first round.
See, we got a different opinion on this. I would much rather. Hey, look, I'm comfortable with honestly where the Cavs are. I don't want nothing to do with that play-in tournament, right? Because yeah, you could play the Pacers. Pacers ain't beating the fucking Heat. We know the Heat gonna get the 7th seed if that play-in tournament starts. And we playing the Heat in the first round because we wanted to be good. Nah, you stay in that 3 seed. Okay, you play what? Is it Orlando? Oh, no, not Orlando.
It's the Sixers right now.
It's the Sixers. I can live with that.
Even if they get Joel back,
I can live with it.
Man, we talk about physicality. We talk about they can't handle physicality.
Yeah, here's the thing, though.
Joel Embiid in first round?
Here's the thing. That's expecting the Sixers to be the Sixers. But the Sixers plus Doc Rivers, they ain't going to play like themselves. They're going to do some dumb shit like, hey, we're going to try to get Tyrese Maxey going.
Doc Rivers don't coach the Sixers no more.
Oh, yeah, my bad. They're just the Sixers. Yeah, he coaches the Bucks. My bad. I'm tripping. Still, I just don't trust the Sixers. I think you can beat them. But you know where I really want to be? 4 seed. Okay. 4 seed playing the Magic. Okay. Hey, it might be a reason we losing these games to these scrubs, dog. It might be strategic. Like,
That's crazy. So you want them to smoke the 2 seed, get down to 4 so we can play
absolutely stay out of that 2 seed. Because we all know what the Pacers, they feel real 8 seedish, right? No. Come on. You're not thinking about this fourth dimensionally, Cole. Like,
Bro said, hey, fuck that. Let's play the team we know we can beat. Let's play the Orlando.
are you trying to advance?
I would like to see
Are
the
you
Cavs
trying to
advance.
advance?
I would like to see the Cavs advance, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then this is the program we need to get on. We know they limited. They got some issues. They can be a really good team in a couple of years. We know that we knew this coming into it. The Cavs window was not going to be right now, right? This shit just kind of like, hey, man, I hope we can get the most out of it. And if we're trying to get the most out of it, the Cavs are most certainly one of those teams where you got to be strategic about who they play. Like, this is not a we could beat anybody type team. I don't know who's selling that dream, but it's a lie. Okay.
But if that's how you feel about the team, to me, that's a larger issue. You see what I'm saying?
It's a larger issue of I think that this team should be in the championship conversation, and that's how I feel about them. If we were saying this about the Browns, that's an issue, right? In a healthy Deshaun Watson, because that team is clearly trying to win a championship right now. The Cavs are clearly trying to get in position to win a championship in like 2028. They're not there yet. They're not even close.
They're not there yet.
No, they're at the very beginning. Like they're hoping to get a good run here so they can get experience for the young guys. They're not going to be anywhere close to winning a championship right now. And that's okay. Right? There's no trade you're going to do. There's no giant move that you're going to do that's going to put them in championship contending ability outside of like manifesting LeBron James being on the roster at like 39 years old. And it may be, right? If you don't lose anything else, you might be a championship caliber team. But let's be real about it. The Cavs are in their fun era. Let's just see what the fuck they do era. That's what they do. Like kind of like you are with the Lakers, right? You got the one ring in 2020, and it's been fun ever since. Let's see what we can do. Right?
You think it's been fun ever since then?
No. But
okay.
I also think that your expectations ain't been that high since that bubble championship. So it ain't hurt. Like, it's like, all right, well, we suck. Or hey, we might make a nice little play-in run. Hey, we get a game up here. Who knows? It could be fun. And that's what it was. Last year was fun, wasn't it?
So we ran through the Nuggets, yeah.
Yeah. And then you got real. Kind of like Joe Flacco. Right? Like, we got to stop lying to ourselves about where some of these teams are, man. Look, the Celtics, they're serious right now. The Bucks, they're serious right now. Hey, low key, the New York Knicks are in there. We kind of got to win a championship window, right? Like, if they don't, they're going to be gone in a couple years, and the Cavs still going to be trying to build and get up. The 76ers, ooh, dire times. Like the dying days of the 76ers. They feel a lot like the Eagles. Like, don't that feel like the last ashes of this 76ers squad? Kind of like the Buffalo Bills. Like, ooh, boy, they running it back without? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. And in the West, what? The Thunder? Absolutely a fun team, right? Not gonna get out the West. Nobody expects that. Nobody cares if they get out the West. The Timberwolves, come on. We still waiting for Karl Towns to not be on that team to expect great things from them. Okay. You gonna tell me a team with Rudy Gobert and Karl Towns gonna win a championship? Get out. Come on. Be for real. You know who the serious teams are in the West. It's the Nuggets. Theoretically, it should be the Clippers.
The Clippers are always theoretical.
But they're theoretical, right? And yeah, it's about it. Like maybe theoretically, O'Brien gets a little play-in run. Like maybe that happens, but really, we know the Nuggets coming out the West.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. The Kings gonna stop them?
No.
The Pelicans gonna stop them?
No.
We know. Look,
Pelicans low-key been hooping though.
Hey,
been hooping the last couple months. Low-key.
They're a fun team. They're a fun team though, Cole. Right? Fun team, and it's okay if your team is a fun team. The Cavs are a fun team. And I'm trying to maximize my fun. Okay. You know what sounds real fun? a series against the Orlando Magic. You know, it sounds no fun. Getting to the fucking 2 seed and having to play the Heat. And then people talking about how you blew the 2 seed in the first round. Nah, fuck that. Let New York get that 2 seed. Okay. Let it be them. All right. It's yours. Yeah, let them play in the Garden. Yeah, have fun with that. I'm good. Cavs can play the Magic. You know, then you get the Celtics in the second round. And look, we're not going to beat the Celtics, but we're not going to embarrass ourselves versus the Celtics. We'll lose in 6, and we'll feel pretty damn good about that.
I don't think people are going to feel good about it, though, Q.
No. Cool. People feel good about it. Like, especially like the Knicks get the 2 seed and lose to the Heat. Yeah, we're not going to give a fuck about last year no more. like, we'll be too busy making fun of the Knicks.
I feel like you are greatly overestimating how this fan base is going to handle this. But you know what? I'm okay with that.
Are you saying, like, will there be people who will be furious? Yes, Dama will be mad. But Dama always mad, right? Like, Dama always gonna be mad at JB, man. Like, wait, that's not change of the status quo. I'll just talk about the regular Cavs fan. They're gonna be all right with that. All right, we move it up. And then you'll hear we re-sign Donovan Mitchell thing drops, and then we be all excited about this shit. And we play next year. And then, you know, we do the same thing again. And then people gonna start getting tired of that. Then they'll trade like Jared Allen, and then they'll move somebody, get somebody big next to Evan Mobley, and then they might actually be something. But that's what it is, man. The NBA take forever to build a contender. It took the Cavs. What? They tried for 7 years, could have built a contender around LeBron James. Okay. This shit take forever, dog.
Hey, let's get to this Ray Rag super chat so we can get up out of here. I can't wait to see what teams do when the NBA's new financial trade rules go into effect, to see have teams will trade superstar contracts. You can't just send 3 players to make the contracts anymore. That's going to be funny to watch.
Explain this to me because I am unfamiliar.
So, like, the new financial rules just kind of make it more difficult for you to just, like, ship guys out and more difficult to extend guys. So it's going to, like, at some point, maybe not this next upcoming season, but the season after that, teams are going to have to start making some decisions. Like, some real, like, tough, like, hey, we can't pay both of these guys, like, super max contracts. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to get rid of some guys. And I think the intent of the rule is to try to make the league more competitive. You know what I'm saying? What's the word that I can't think of
parity
right now? Yeah, it is. More parity in the NBA. They think they want to do that.
More parity in the NBA.
I think people like the idea of parity in the NBA, but but they don't really want it.
Don't nobody actually want parity. The league.
Everybody loves super teams. You either love the super team because it's your team, or you love to root against the super team.
You know what? I'm gonna try to throw an anime bone to y'all. You need a big villain, right? What's made the MCU kind of like not as interesting? Ain't no Thanos looming around for like, you like, oh yeah, the Avengers go have to team up to beat them, right? Ain't no big bad in the MCU right now. It was supposed to be Jonathan Majors, but you know,
we know what happened with that.
Yeah, historic fumble. Hey, Jonathan Majors, Zay Flowers, fumble.
Ooh, historic fumbles. Fumbles.
Oh, yes. He Zay Flowers did the Jonathan Majors in the conference championship game. He was this close to taking it all over, man. They had that motherfucker in Creed 3 and all that. Nope. And he keep talking about making these women Coretta Scott King don't look nothing like Coretta Scott King. It's nuts. All right. But like, you've heard of that. You've heard of that.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I have. Yes. I have. All right. Oh, man.
I need you to be my Michelle Obama.
She'll look nothing like. Okay, you know what? Let's not do this.
You asking the girl with the British accent.
Hold on, Domo, we got you in the chat. Hold on, man.
JB asked, and the Cavs definitely should avoid good teams like Miami and the Knicks. See, JB know what it is. Look, honestly, we probably gonna have to fire JB at some point. I don't know now is the time to do it, but at some point we'll fire JB. Probably get somebody better up in there. Sucks, you know. Well, yeah, JB gonna have to get up out of there. Jared Allen, look, by the time this Cavs team's actually ready to compete, it's going to be a whole different team, basically. It's going to have like maybe Darius Garland, maybe Donovan Mitchell, definitely Evan Mobley.
Listen, the Darius Garland thing, I don't know, man.
That's why I said maybe Darius Garland, maybe Donovan Mitchell, definitely Evan Mobley. That's the only one I'm like, yeah, they're definitely going to have him. Probably Sam Merrill. Like,
all I'll say is this. If Donovan Mitchell extends, and I think he's going to, pretty confident he's going to sign a contract extension with the Cavs. Look, man, DG might have to make that call on that one. Only if Donovan stays. Like, if Donovan stays, they might make the call on DG. Be like, all right, time to go get a wing.
Hey, time to sign Josh Hart.
They wanted to trade for him.
You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious.
They can use him.
Rebound.
They can use him.
Yeah.
Toughness.
Just to make sure he can't play against you. Like, it'd be like when the Sixers signed Al Horford. Hey, the Sixers are hilarious. They literally try everything to get out the second round, man. They signed a Joel Embiid stopper just so he couldn't play for the other team. Like,
still couldn't get out the second round.
And it was worse, right? That's nuts. That's nuts, man. They don't try. They felt like they wildly coyote against the second round. But yeah. I think the Cavs are a little far away from that. And they should be. They're still a super young team. I think they're ahead of schedule right now. And honestly, I think it's better if the Cavs don't finish as like a 2 seed because that puts expectations on them that they're not ready for. Remember how that kind of fucked up the Celtics?
For a little bit, yeah.
Like when they got to the Eastern Conference Final a little early, and it kind of really fucked up a thing that they had there, especially with like Gordon Hayward and Kyrie.
It got weird. They bounced back though. Back.
Took a little while, but they bounced back. Took us getting to the point to where we were almost done with Boston. Think about what they could have done when they still had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum under their rookie deals. Man, they'll never get their time back. And I'm going to tell you right now, Celtics ain't never won it at all. Not with this core. They done missed their moment. They're going to slowly fade out, just like we watching the Philadelphia 76ers just slowly fade out. Well, who the fuck going to get out the East? Is it going to be them?
Is it with the Celtics?
You don't think Milwaukee has a chance? No, never mind.
With Doc Rivers?
Doc is there.
with Glenn Rivers? Absolutely not.
Hey, you know who I have my money on now? Miami. It's going to be Miami and Boston again in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wasn't it Miami? Yeah, it was Miami, the Nuggets last year, right?
Yep.
And let me tell you, Celtics ain't beating the Nuggets.
The Nuggets are 100% getting back to the finals, by the way. 100%. As long as they're healthy, definitely get back.
Yeah, wait till Jokic start playing for real. Like, I don't know what he's doing. I bet he's balling, but like, I'm pretty sure he's putting up like what? He's on 75%. Wait till he get to the playoffs. He turn that bitch to like 95.
He just turned the sliders up real quick.
Not all the way. Not all the way. 95. I want to protect the battery.
Ooh.
He treat his career like you got to treat your phone battery where you don't charge it to 100 all the time. Like I feel like that's Jokic. He's like, nah, don't charge it to 100. I'm trying to make my battery last for a while. He care about his battery health.
Domo said they gotta decide between two of the four of DG, DM, EM, and Allen. Well, if Donovan Mitchell signs the extension, that one's
let's make this real easy. Well, I don't know how old is Donovan Mitchell.
I said 26.
Oh, if he's 26, it's Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and then you figure out. Yeah, there's no world where you're going with Jared Allen and Darius Garland. Like they could go play for the Trailblazers.
No, the thing about I think Allen is the one who might end up staying around no matter what.
You think so?
Just because he's not making a bunch of money. Like you don't have to get rid of him unless somebody
you
offers
do
you a
because
lot for
it's
him.
not about the money he takes up, it's about the space on the floor he takes up. And there'll be a good regular season team with him at center, but as in the playoffs, like you can't have two guys out there who both can get pounded, who both can get physically dominated on the boards. Like that's the big issue, is that it's kind of a similar thing to having two small guards. Darius Garland is a good point guard. The problem isn't that he's a point guard, is that you have two small guards running your offense, and you're just going to have issues when that is the case. Go ahead and say what you want to say, Cole.
I'm not gonna say it.
I see the smile.
I'm not gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? We'd be a professional.
Okay, but that's what I think the issue is with Jared Allen is eventually, like, you know, once you're ready to be a serious threat, you can't have that issue going on because, you know, we see it. Like they played the Suns. We saw Nurkic just completely just move him wherever he wanted. And like Nurk is not a small guy, and Nurk is not small. And Nurk is very physical, but he's Nurk, right? And if Nurk's gonna be a problem for you,
Andre Drummond did it too when they played Chicago, moving him all over the place.
Jared Allen, I said this. I know people. He's 7 foot tall. What the fuck are you talking about, Quincy? He's not a big man. He's tall. And Evan Mobley, not a big man. He's tall, right? Need to get a big in there, right? Need to get somebody in there who can shut down the conversation. You know, like when the squabbles start, where's my man from Snowfall? We teach a boy how to squabble. That's what we need, okay? Teach a man how to squabble.
Jerome, we need Jerome.
We need something. We need something of that essence in that. It don't got to be Jerome. It could be some big German dude. I don't care. You just need somebody. Hey, like am I lying?
It could be some big German dude. I feel what you're saying, though.
Somebody said we need Prime Shaq. You don't even need Prime Shaq. You just need like Tyson Chandler.
To be honest with you, if they had Mitchell Robinson, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Like seriously, like you need somebody who like Tyson Chandler had a physical. Well, Tyson Chandler's not the greatest example because his physical presence was more about blocking shots than it was about being physical at the perimeter. But he wasn't like a slouch there. You need somebody who can hold down the physical element of the responsibilities of the front court. And he ain't got that right now. He ain't got it. Jared Allen can't do it. It's not his fault. He's trying very hard. He's working, but he's never gonna get there. This was a problem with him in Brooklyn when they played the Sixers. It's a problem with him now. It is what it is. And look, Evan Mobley ain't going to fix that problem for Jared Allen. So you need somebody that can make sure that that's not an issue. So Jared Allen, not because of the money, kind of got to go unless he's willing to sit the bench. Right? Maybe he gets to a point to his career where he's willing to sit the bench, be a sixth man. That could work. Darius Garland's a little bit more interesting because you might have to get rid of Darius, but he's kind of too good to get rid of sometimes. Like
he's also been very inconsistent. Like he's had phenomenal games.
Well, I think also the inconsistency has more to do with his inability to stay on the court this year,
which is also an issue. You know
which has been a problem for pretty much his whole career too. Yes,
and I'm not blaming him for that, but it's just like it's one of those things where, and he's been more hurt and more injured than I think people like know. Like he's dealt
even
with
in college he was hurt.
Yeah, like he's dealt with a lot more physically than I think people are aware of. But like that factors into the decision. It's like, okay, can we rely on this dude for the entirety of the season? And if we can't, what does the path forward look like? That's all. Those are off-season questions, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. Somebody said, would you give up Garland for a small forward like Brandon Ingram? Listen, man, follow me on Twitter.
Why'd you ask Colb that question?
Follow me on Twitter, man. Been pushing
Yes.
the agenda.
Yes, he would.
It's not
He
gonna
would ask
happen.
that.
It's not gonna happen, but would I do it? Probably. But not
Is there a
really.
big out there that you would trade Darius Garland for?
A big?
Yeah, that you could
No.
put next, that you would trade Darius Garland and Jared Allen for.
If I'm trading Darius Garland, I need a wing, and I need a good one. Like I need a good one to trade Darius. And if you can't give me that, don't call.
What's your boy on the Lakers?
Come on, man.
Austin Reeves.
Austin, man, no, I'm not trading Darius for Austin. Crazy? I mean, if you want to send him to the Lakers, please help me out. Please help us out. Please.
What about Anthony Davis?
All right, y'all. It's been Big QnCOLB. Got shout outs.
Yeah, let's give our shout outs to we shouted out garbage and weed last time. Shout out to Froyo Shops, man. I feel like we in there somewhere.
Froyo Shops?
Yeah. Hey man, underrated. I'm tired of the Froyo slander, dog. You get cheesecake bites, you know. Get cheesecake, frozen yogurt. You ain't never going to like a Menchie's or a frozen yogurt spot.
I used to like Menchie's. back in the day.
I was gonna
Sure.
say, are you lactose intolerant?
I mean, I'm vegan now, so
So yeah, you gotta be careful with your dairy products. But they got the little vegan sign on some of the ice cream, on some of the frozen yogurt. You know, they got
For
vegan
real?
yogurt. Yeah.
I might have to go in there.
Now, where I live might be a different situation where they just catering to some vegans, but like,
Oh, Mike Williams to the Jets. Okay. Man, remember when we thought we was getting the Clemson Connect, the Clemson reunion in Cleveland?
yeah, then we traded for Jerry Jeudy and paid him.
And then the Raiders paid Christian Wilkins. Oh man, I really thought he was going to
Andrew
get
Berry
Brown.
looked at Andrew Berry was like, "What the fuck y'all talking about?"
He was like, how much?
Play for the Raiders. You know, Andrew Berry was like, "The kid doesn't want to win."
We don't need you.
No, what was crazy was before. So here's what I think happened. My speculation based on everything I know. I know for a fact Houston was going hard, and Houston knew that we was going hard at that, right? And everybody thought it was us or Houston. Everybody in Cleveland, everybody in Houston thought it was us or Houston. Then somehow the Raiders got in here. Now, I would like to draw another parallel. Carolina thought it was coming down to them in Atlanta. And then Deshaun Watson goes to Cleveland. Might be the same situation. Okay. I know Deshaun says it wasn't just the money, but the money wasn't stopping him. Okay. Like,
literally everything I know about the Christian Wilkins thing was the Browns felt really, really good about it. Thought he was, felt like, oh yeah, we got Deshaun, you know what I'm saying? Felt real good about getting him.
mm-hmm.
And the Raiders came through with that money.
I think he was choosing between 22.5 for Houston and Cleveland. I think Houston was willing to go up to 25. But the Raiders gave him about 30.
That was the end of that.
And yeah. Hey, I understand.
Oh, I absolutely understand.
$30 million in Las Vegas? You could live like Bruno Mars there.
I don't know if you want to live like Bruno Mars, everything he got going on, but
hey, that man in debt.
You know what? I felt crazy when I was reading that until I found out that he makes like $90 million a year.
Yeah, I was so bad. And then I realized while reading that article exactly why I'm never going to get another Bruno Mars tour. I'm like, I really got to go to Vegas to see this motherfucker? Like, I hate it. I hate it. We can't get no Bruno tour no more. 90 a year for a residency? No wonder he don't drop no more music. He just
Would you?
Hey, he might have to. Like,
So,
Man, what is he doing at the poker tables to lose $50 million in gambling? Feel like he a slot guy
gotta be.
because he too short for them poker tables. They don't build them poker tables to be like 5'4". Like you can't be comfortable at them poker tables at his height. But the slots, they make that shit right for you.
Oh man,
that man got a slot machine in his room. That's the only way that shit makes sense. 1 year, $15 million for Mike Williams, and people are complaining about the Browns giving money to Jerry Jeudy, which is essentially similar.
listen,
I hate Twitter, man. I hate Twitter people. I hate Twitter critics. We be having amazing shit, and all we do is complain about it now. Like, you ever realize this? The amount of shit we just be complaining about.
that's what it is. Like this is what everything is now, bro.
Just complaining about shit. We just be complaining. It's like, oh yeah. Like I was on that virtual reality headset. That shit is incredible. And then I go online, there's people complaining, oh, the battery doesn't last long. This is fucking incredible. What are you talking about, dog? What are we complaining about? I was just on a different fucking mountain doing an exercise, and you out here talking about the fucking battery life and the screen's not bright enough. Get the fuck out of my face. All these complaints. Complaining about their phone. My phone not fast enough. Your phone is a fucking miracle. Like, you know how many people died to get you that phone? I mean, not good to another depressing subject before we talk about lithium ion mining.
Oh yeah, please. It's probably a good time to close the pod. Talking about that. We've talked about way too many real things so far.
Somebody said Bruno Mars found a way to buy crack with poker chips.
Hey, now let's be fair. Let's be fair. Y'all know Bruno don't do crack.
Hey,
finest cocaine is gracing his nostrils.
Hey, look, let me tell you this right here. Cocaine plus being able to sing and dance plus being fucking Bruno Mars and then having infinite money in Las Vegas gotta be one hell of a thing. Okay. So if you ever wonder how you could lose $50 million in debt, that man is Bruno Mars. He is addicted to cocaine. And he is in Las Vegas. You know how crazy that gambling gotta be. That man bets salaries. Okay.
Probably bet double my salaries.
Mm-hmm. I think I make a nice little petty. He probably bets 2 times that once it gets going. Like for real. Like I need the Bruno Mars, Michael Jordan collab. That's what we need. Bruno Mars, Michael Jordan with Charles Barkley on the interludes. Okay.
Hey, no, we need a cosign, Bruno. That's what we really need.
hey, gamble on us, baby. Bet on us, Bruno. Hey, bet on Black. Like we know what your last 3 albums sounded like. Hey, bro, come on, finish the cycle. Like, help us out. That's all we need, man. But that's it. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.